Oh, you're gonna mess me all up. Give me the screen correctly. There it is. You guys know how we do this. Roll call.
Kaya.
Ryan.
Mikey.
Kyle.
And Steven! Welcome back, everybody, to episode, let me double check, I'm pretty sure it's 46. It is indeed of our Elemental Evils campaign, The Mole Master, The Odd Jobs, episode 46, and part 5 of Eye of the Tempest. Welcome back, everybody. On our last foray in adventure with the favorite adventuring group from Mole Master, we continued traversing the Glacier of the White Worm, where our intrepid bard, Freddy, found himself side by side being led into a Remoraz nest by the boogeyman of the Glacier of the White Worm, a strange fey-like entity that haunts the very glacier, the boogeyman that even makes frost giants natives to the glacier think twice about traversing at night. Freddy was led down into this hatchling nest as the party tried to fight their way back into the storm to catch up to their companion. There, Maval introduced himself as one who watches, judges, and has a slight obsession with a strange individual, Fred Lapp, questioning what he brought to his so-called pack. Maval and Freddy engaged in a number of riddles, but not before Freddy partook of a strange, hot, revitalizing liquid produced from Maval's very own body, connecting them in a way. As the riddles got tougher and tougher, the party pushed closer and closer, pressing themselves up against a sheer ice wall that allowed them to view the situation unfolding. As Freddy could not come to the correct conclusion that Maval sought on his final riddle, he sent out a large red flare, bringing the party to burst onto the scene and engage with the few Remoraz hatchlings that Maval had not consumed. There, the party was successful, saving Jove from becoming the first meal of this brand new Remoraz, and the party took heed for the evening, many of them having strange dreams, some prophetic, some reflections of themselves, and Freddy even had a small conversation with Maval in his small, almost spider-like form, promising future help should Freddy ever require it, but knowing that no help is ever free from Maval. The party continued the following morning, pressing forward to the base of the mountain, climbing the steps up towards the monastery of the Yellow Rose. However, upon a guidance from the broken god Ilmater, the chosen god of our monk Rornak, showed the party a more difficult path leading up around the side of the mountain to a small altar that Rornak was able to immediately point out is not in dedication to the broken god. Using a number of good arcane and history checks, the party discovered the symbol of Yansi Bin and the cult of the Howling Hatred had been worshipping and practicing here outside of the Monastery of the Yellow Rose. Rornak noticed a tall, strange tower, obscured from view from the front half of the monastery, but here plain to see from this side path granted by Ilmater. There they saw this strange tower rising out from behind the monastery, a perfect view from this altar, as the party gathered themselves together and began making plans to go towards this strange addition to the Monastery of the Yellow Rose, avoiding walking in through the front door and whatever sort of dangers would follow them. The sound of wind and howling began to pick up behind the party as they gaze unto this valley and see the full size of the beauty of the Monastery of the Yellow Rose. The wind howls, condenses, stretches, almost screams as it condenses around this strange fetish, this almost upside down arrow looking symbol. For our audience, if you would like to know, it is Where'd it go? This symbol right here. Almost like a central point, as if the wind is using this fetish to hold its form together. You see a dust and stone and flower filled humanoid like figure, large, the better part of 8 feet tall, spreading out 6 feet wide in some areas, but constantly shifting and moving, swirling around this strange wooden fetish. You see dark gray, almost slits for eyes, this raw, howling mouth that seems to amplify the very noise the winds begins to. This high-pitched moaning noise that just barely passes for some sort of language. As this creature condenses itself, it begins to expand further and further before it begins to dash towards the party. Can I have everybody roll initiative?
45.
God damn, them skill monkeys. Them bards. That expertise and
bards.
initiative.
That's expert mastery in initiative that I have.
Yes, absolutely.
So
But
that
the
means
level 5
that's
is...
8 times my proficiency.
That level 5 power boost for bards is ridiculous, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
All it gives me is proficiency to my initiative, though. So, I mean, it doesn't really do much else. But I can go first a lot.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, finally an initiative roll where I don't see multiple 20s or 19s. That's nice. Let's see. Javier, Freddie A, Jasper A, Rornak A. Okay. To set the scene, you guys are currently near the top of the mountain that overlooks the glacier, the White Worm. About 40 feet past this creature is the sheer drop. There's a slight cave that you can climb down that would lead you back to your path, but overhanging that is nothing but free-falling air and this large ring of clouds that almost creates this barrier around the Monastery of the Yellow Rose. While you guys have been used to traveling for the last couple days in huge snowstorms, blizzards, and howling winds, here up in this serene circle of the Monastery of the Yellow Rose, the temperature is warmer, the wind blows gently. There is the smell of fresh flowers and blueberries that just fills the air. It is serene and peaceful, whilst your journey here has been anything but. Behind you guys, about another 40 feet, is kind of the slope where this slight canyon wall begins to head down into this kind of valley and begins heading towards the Monastery of the Yellow Rose. It is not a sheer drop. It is more of like a very sharp incline. Were you to fall off of it at some high speeds, perhaps, it might cause some extra damage, but it's not a sheer drop like the other half is. You guys are all together in kind of this group as you talk and look towards the monastery. This creature that has conjured itself behind you is about 30 feet away. Is there a kind of grouping you guys would like to be closer or farther away from this creature? I'll ask now before we jump into initiative. I know that I believe Jasper, Jove, and Rornak were kind of on the edge looking towards the monastery, with Freddy a little bit behind, if I remember correctly. However, you guys can kind of position yourselves as you'd like. And unfortunately, this one doesn't come with a map.
I think Jasper would like to be closer to the creature than not.
Okie dokie.
And I feel like Jove was kind of having his sights set on, going with Rornak and kind of going on to the next leg of the journey. So I would guess that I'm probably a little further back, I guess. So yes, that's what I'll say.
Okay. How about this? We'll have Rornak and Jove. You guys are going to be the farthest away, closest to the monastery, since you guys were talking about what moves next. Jasper will put you 15 feet behind them, so you are from where the creature's at, so they're 40 feet away, and then you're 15 feet closer, and it was 30 feet back, so you're probably 35 feet away from this creature.
Okay.
And then, Freddy, where would you like to be?
Probably just like 5 feet behind her.
Okay, absolutely. So, in like a two-pair system, like Jasper, and then behind her, Freddy, and then 5 feet back behind that, you have Jove and Rornak in this kind of long T, like maybe like an L, like a Waluigi L. Wah. If everyone's okay with that positioning, we're going to jump into it.
Sure.
Excellent. So, the creature goes first. As it moves forward. It doesn't have legs. It simply almost has like a Danny Phantom-esque like funnel of wind that propels it forward as it moves into the space. It is a large creature, so it is in the space of Jasper and Freddy. I'm going to need both of you guys to make me a strength saving throw.
11.
That is a 21.
A 21. Freddy, would you roll me a d8?
You asking me on a date?
I'm asking you for a date.
Okay.
Hey, baby. 3. Gotcha. So 1, 2, 3. That's funny.
I die.
Okay, so 3, 5, 10. So, Jasper, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as this creature, like a whirlwind, like a small tornado, expands out, and you feel a number of debris slam into you, but with your boots and your own strength, you're able to keep your position there. Freddy, you are not so lucky, as you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are flung immediately backwards into your party. Can I have Jove and Rornak make me strength saving throws?
Indeed. I got 16.
16.
18.
You see Freddy hurled at you. The hole would be a full 20 feet had you guys not been right there. And you both brace yourselves, and Freddy, you feel yourself thrown back into Jove and Rornak, but they both brace themselves and stop you from falling any farther. You only take, Freddy, half of that, so we round up. You take an additional 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And that is going to be the creature's turn. It is now over to Jove.
Excellent. So if I'm going towards the creature, I'm going towards the sheer cliff, correct?
Yes, behind the creature, about 30 feet back behind where it started, would have been the sheer cliff. It moved. That would have been 30 feet back. It moved 15 feet forward to get to Jasper. So the sheer cliff behind you guys is 45 feet away. So it's significant. It's there, but it's not like right up against you guys. You're closer to the kind of steep drop behind you. Should you roll down that, it'd be kind of like the Princess Bride, where you would just tumble down that, and it would be very hard to stop once you start.
Yeah. And so this thing is sharing the same space as Jasper right now?
It is indeed.
Gotcha.
You can see bits of its form like dissipate and, like shoot out in different directions. You can see dust and debris get tossed up into the air and then blown away. And the only part of it that seems to hold and be any sort of stability is kind of the fetish in the center of this creature. as if it's building its structure on it.
Okay. Then I am going to throw a javelin at it to start us off here. So the first attack, we got a 11.
An 11, that's not gonna hit.
Yeah, I guess like okay. And then he's gonna go ahead and he doesn't like that she is in there. Knows he's more stout. You know what? He feels pretty confident in his low center of gravity. So after throwing that first javelin, he'll get the spear out, and then he will close the distance and make not share the same space, but 5 feet away from it. Go ahead and give it a good old poke with the Ethereum Spear.
Absolutely.
That's 13.
Still not gonna do. You stab into it. You watch the first javelin just and skitter and go off the back and fall into that kind of massive clouds off the sheer cliff face. You go up and try to stab for it, but you're met with nothing but empty air.
Then he will make sure that he is best positioned as far as not gonna get blown off the side of the cliff, closer to the mountain as he possibly can, and then we'll stay there stout and ready to take whatever is next.
Gotcha. Then it's Freddy.
Freddy is going to take his harp and just turn him in a lot of pain. Just like strum his best and start shooting up fireworks from his harp, and one of them shoots up directly over the thing, and it explodes, and then just sparkles fly down as I cast Fairy Fire. So it makes a dex save.
A deck save. Oh, you son of a bitch. That is only a 14.
Because we're level 5. Yeah, and then Bardic Inspiration over to Jasper.
Does your fairy fire ignore me somehow?
No, you have to make it 2.
Okay.
However, since I believe it's a cube, and this creature is
Yes.
does consider large, you could place it to where it wouldn't
Shoot it
fall
above,
on
yeah.
Jasper.
Then yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
Yes, I would say Freddy and / or Mikey are both intelligent enough to make that move. To see that and be like, let's not put her in that one.
Yep. So, Jasper, you have a Freddy or Johnny.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Mikey.
Then, speaking of Jasper, it's Jasper.
So I'm the only one within melee, correct?
Yes, it is sharing your space right now. Jove is technically within melee as well.
Oh, okay.
Since Jove, you did not leave the area for an attack of opportunity, so Jove is technically like 10 feet away from you, since you're inside this creature. But technically, you have an ally that is adjacent to the creature you're attacking.
Beautiful. Could I get flanking or? Is that
Oh
possible?
no, not while it's while you're inside of this creature. Since it is
Fair
a
enough.
construct made almost entirely of air.
Let's see. Yeah, well, we'll make the axe attack on this one. That is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
You do have a John. Okay.
12 magical slashing.
12 magical slashing. Yeah, you slash into this and you feel the wind part. It's this strange sensation of like feeling nothing yet something at the same time. Almost like a knife going through like saran wrap really fast, where there is such little resistance, it almost doesn't feel like anything's happening until you just barely nick a part of this fetish. And the damage seems to stick. It's 12 points of magical slashing. Gotcha.
Dope. I think she's gonna. Is it possible for her to get out of this space, or is she trapped by it?
No, it's totally possible to move out of it.
Okay. She's gonna use mobile to get 5 feet out of its melee.
Yep, absolutely. You do kind of an upward slash and catch a little bit of the fetish, nicking it, feeling some of this condensed air escape and flutter out of this form as you get out of the wind and take 5 feet back out of its range.
I have reconsidered, and for joke's sake, she's gonna stay within its range so that he can get flanking, if that's possible.
Yep, and then you back up, think better of it, and step back into it. I'm not inside the creature, of course, just on the other 5 feet outside of it.
Nope, that's it.
Rornak.
Alrighty. So, about how far away am I from this creature right now?
From you, only about 15 feet away.
15? Okay, so I can get up near it then.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Just keeping the reduced speed in mind right now because I am at level 2 exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the note. But yeah, Rornak then will move on up and take out Earzarn and take a couple of strikes.
Go for it. Let's see it.
It's a 23 on the first one.
That'll hit.
Only a 12 on the second.
That is not going to hit.
Okay, I will roll damage for the first strike. That is for 11 magical slashing.
Absolutely.
And, he'll try for the unarmed strike as he's going in there with his big cleave. And that's a 21.
A 21 will hit. And at level 5, I don't believe your unarmed strikes count as magical, do they?
No, that is level 6.
I thought so. Got
Level
it.
6, yeah, that you get magical strikes.
Unsurprisingly.
Or key infused, as you would say. But yeah.
That makes a difference in this fight.
I would kind of imagine it does. So that is for 6 unarmed.
Gotcha.
And I'm kind of feeling it a little bit right now. We'll use a key point for the Hand of Harm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Give me some flavor and give me that extra damage.
Absolutely. So, roll the damage on that. Nice. Good roll. So, yeah, as typically when you see Rornak obviously using like his hands of healing, everyone is like kind of used to seeing like the scars kind of like almost light up and like illuminate on him. With this time as Rornak reaches out with that unarmed strike and like tries to sort of grasp or like somehow like almost like contact the key or the energy coming off of this creature, you kind of see it's like it almost looks like the hand is kind of distorted where he grabs, and it's the same sensation as when he heals, but it's on the reverse as you see some of the scars that are along Rornak's arm start to dissipate, and you see it flow through that distorted hand, and it starts to take shape and form onto the other creature as he gives that same mercy back to another in a way.
How much extra damage does the creature take?
That's 6 necrotic damage.
6 necrotic. Yeah, you see, it's strange because this creature doesn't have a solid body. It's almost like ribbons of red twine get infused into this creature's space. It almost looks for a second as if the wind is bleeding for a moment before the energy washes through this creature, and whoosh, you see the bits of red twine-like energy get dissipated into the wind. However, you can see one holds on to the fetish, and there's a breaking in one part.
Very nice, very nice. That's all for me.
Gotcha. It is then back to the top. It did not like any of what you just did there, Rornak, so let's roll for recharge.
Let's slop it up.
Let's get him sloppy. Okay, Jove and Rornak, you are both going to take an attack as it does not get the recharge. Jove, it's going for 12.
Shield up, ready for it.
Rornak, it's going for much better, 24.
Certainly hits.
All right, let's get them dice rolling. Thanks. Ooh, that's a big hit. That's gonna be 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouchie.
As you see, it once again expands, but instead of this kind of hurling motion, it picks up a bit of debris, and you feel Jove, you're able to get your shield up, and you feel the force of stones and other debris slam against the shield. It carries this debris over, and Rornak, as you pull back from your hand of harm, releasing that energy for the first time, feeling this bit of pain leave you. This kind of condensation of pain beneath your skin. At least in one arm, it feels as if this itching has stopped. And the moment kind of makes you ponder for a moment, distracting you. And then the debris whips around, comes full circle, and slams you in the side of the head. That's going to be its move. Jove.
I'm gonna bonus action for a Zephyr Strike. So this first one we'll do with that sweet, sweet advantage.
As the wind goes around you, you feel like you catch part of it. You inhale, and you feel as if you almost pull from this wind into your own body for a moment.
Oh my god. 14.
Not going to do.
Alrighty. Well, luckily, I believe I don't get the advantage on this next one, but if it does hit, I am still concentrating on it and get the D8. So, oh shit. There we go. Hopefully, 19.
19 will hit.
That's 8. Oh, beautiful. We are looking. I'm gonna re-roll that for same. We're looking at 6 piercing and 7 force.
Piercing, some force. Jove, you go for the first thrust forward, and you feel the wind blow against you, pushing you wide open for a counterattack, but you pull more of that wind in, spin on your heels, and instead of a stab, it's almost like a slash with the tip of the electrum spear, as you see it go across and scrape against the fetish in the center of this creature. You see another part break, as it's not the electrum spear, but the force behind it that seems to break that fetish just a little bit farther. You see it's broken in 2 places. Some of the wind from this creature begins to fly out in different directions, as if it's losing its ability to hold its form.
And Jove will get back in that phalanx position and we'll wait for whatever's coming next.
Freddy!
The fetish thing is pretty small, and I don't feel super confident in hitting it. So I'm gonna do the thing that can't miss. And I just pluck 3 strings, and 3 darts pop out and just immediately just fly at Mach speed at the fetish.
What's that damage?
Stage to 5.
Wow, it's 5, 10, 15.
15 force.
You see Freddy makes those 3 notes. Dum dum dum. Instead of like 3 individuals, they all come together, and for just a slight second, you see the finger guns of a magic missile formed Johnny snap forward and plunge straight into the center of this creature. And you see another bit of the fetish immediately shatter. The kind of top parts of it immediately blow off, as that is a significant amount of damage. And you can see it starting to shrink, becoming less large over time, holding less and less debris. More wind begins to escape out. You can see bits of stone, petals, and flowers shoot out and get carried off the cliff face to sink into the clouds above. A heavy hit from Freddy. Anything else from you?
Yeah, I'll send a Johnny out to Jove.
Absolutely. Johnny sent to Jove.
Thank you.
Finger guns. Then it is Jasper.
She's just gonna attack the fetish.
Let's see it.
Uh, 18?
That'll do.
Beautiful. And I have allies within 5 feet. Yes.
Indeed.
That's a maximum for 18 magical slashing.
18 magical slashing. How do you want to do this?
It's a weird one. I don't know. You describe this one for me. I'm having trouble thinking of something.
You press yourself into the center of this creature, surround yourself with the howling winds and debris, but you will not be stopped. As you drive your axe forward, you catch the fetish right down the middle, and there's the large breaking sound. Almost with a thunderous clap, there's a boom, boom, boom. As the energy is immediately dispersed, you all feel this kind of blow across you. You all kind of put your arms up to cover your eyes as the dust and debris almost blind you for the moment. And there, with the 2 pieces of the fetish on, still stuck into the middle of Jasper's shadow axe. And you see Jasper turns around to you, the creature dissipated. And the wind returns to a gentle blow. We are out of initiative.
How's everyone holding up?
Mighty fine, thanks to everybody's quick thinking.
Took a bit of a tough one there, but I should be okay to keep going.
You took a tough one. I flew fucking 20 feet.
Yeah,
We caught you.
I know. You would have flown further if it wasn't for Jove and I, thankfully.
Well, I think it's safe to say that these air cultists are polluting this land up here, Rornak, so looks like we're in the right spot.
Man,
would
we
seem that way.
really should get paid a lot more for dealing with these people.
Wait, we're getting paid?
No, just more. More than nothing is more.
True.
Well, I don't know. My coin purse is 16 platinum heavier than it was before we started off on this journey, so I'm not complaining too hard about the spoils of war so far.
I suppose that's true. I don't know, just gratitude of any kind. But the city seems pretty,
Gratitude for Mole
unimpressed.
Master? You're sounding like me, Jasper.
Uh, yeah,
Hey.
I'm spending too much time around you people.
He got you.
So,
Wow.
party. Now that the creature has been vanquished, and you look down the steep slopes heading towards the monastery, let's describe it a little more. What you guys see now that you're all kind of standing at the edge of this kind of plateau, I'll say. You can see that you are on the west side of the monastery. To the south would be where the front entrance, the guest house, the gates, the normal entrance would be. Rornak, you are very aware and well versed in how to reach there. Behind that, you see the large golden dome of Ilmater, the kind of central piece, larger, blocking out just about every other structure here. As you move back towards the north, behind the tower, or behind the dome, you see that strange tower. Even from here, you can see it raises at least the better part of 80 feet in the air. You can see there are a number of balconies. You can't see the east side of this, but you see there's a balcony on the south, west, and north side before it kind of reaches the top, which is another, what looks to be 20 feet up in the air. This kind of strange arrow-like top to it. You don't see any sort of strange energies around there, but Rornak, the very sight of it is peculiar. It doesn't match the architect of the rest of the monastery, and it certainly wasn't there the last time you were here. You know that it will take a bit of time to get from where you're at to go down this slope safely, especially with the exhaustion it took to climb up here. But looking around, you don't see any sort of sentries or posts. This is a more untamed part of the monastery out towards this plateau, far away from the large yellow roses, blueberry bushes, and the more civilized areas of the monastery. So as you all kind of see this laid out in front of you, I'll ask you, party, how would you like to approach the monastery?
Well, Rornak, are we just marching straight up to that tower, or is there a smarter way to do that? Looks like there's a lot of terrain between us and that might give away our position going through.
Yes. Well, I do think the tower seems to be where we want to head. It is a little bit of a trek from there, but I would actually maybe recommend that we take a bit of the slope down going through there. From what I know, parts around here are a little bit more wilderness than not, so we're at least less likely to run into somebody that's positioned there. I'd say that would be a good bet, taking those routes to get towards the tower, if we want to stay at least unnoticed and off the path.
Yeah, are there much in the way of, I don't know, guard duty, people going out and hunting or anything like that? I suppose in normal times and how it's normally operating, a lot of time spent outside of the walls of the monastery out over here.
Well, besides I keep telling you, it is much bigger than you think. A lot of people that do live here, or did live here, maybe. I I would say that yes, there is a group that would go out often. Again, that would be the group that I was part of, mostly the Order of the Rose. The battle poets were the ones that would come in and out most of the time, I would say. The rest that would stay behind at most times, again, that's Order of the Chisel and the Scroll. Of course, the Rose would have some guards that would be around, but like I said, I think you're less likely to find people posted in some of the more wild aspects of this terrain. Now, once you get towards the blueberry bushes and such, that's where I would expect to see more. But from what I remember, that's more on kind of the other side that we avoided near the main entrance.
Well, this will be a nice summer stroll compared to being on top of that glacier. So I think roughing it, especially if that means we're not gonna, or at least lower our chances of running into somebody. More than willing to follow your lead here, Ronak.
Well, I could tell you for myself, I'm going to be a little bit slow on this, but I would say this is probably one of the best bets if we want to stay out of any other eyes or keep as little eyes on us as possible. There are other ways in, but it's a bit more direct, and I just don't know exactly what to expect on the inside of the monastery. Or at least I used to, but with the cult here, it makes it a gamble.
Yeah, we can't be squandering our element of surprise if we haven't already. So I'm with you. Let's go low and slow and make our way.
Any objections, or should we take off?
No,
I just
let's
want to get
get
it over
going.
with.
Okay. So, you guys begin heading down the slope, taking your time, focusing on stealth, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you move at half movement, it would give you advantage on the roll. However, since I believe all of you guys have at least one level of exhaustion, we're just going to roll normally. The pace is slow, with the exhaustion of already having climbed up a mountain for most of the day, and then immediately into combat. I believe, who's got 2 levels of exhaustion? I believe that's Rornak and Freddy. And then Jove and Jasper, you have 1 level of exhaustion. So,
Yep.
Luckily, it's not Jove who has the half movement speed, or else this would be very slow. It takes the better part of... Let's roll a d4. Yeah, it takes the better part of about 4 hours to traverse down here. The afternoon sun approaching evening, the sky turning to those purple and reds. In some places, as you guys go through, pushing past trees, bushes, following the slope, trying not to lose footing, you get beautiful views of just the glacier. From up here, you almost forget that there is a massive storm just raging across the lands. Up here, it's like a calm, protected circle from the elements. Can I have everybody roll me a stealth check? Jove, you would still roll this at disadvantage, though.
Got that clanky armor.
Clink, clack.
Everybody rolls at disadvantage.
No, everyone else
20.
rolls just regular,
Oh,
because
regular,
we're going
'cause
half
we're
speed.
going
You guys are taking your
23.
time, not trying to rush down this mountain, mess yourselves up. You go low, you go slow. It's Joe's armor. That's the only thing that gets disadvantage. 23, gotcha.
Yeah.
18.
Whoa, the laps with the same number.
Yeah.
Ew.
And then Joe, what was your roll?
18.
18.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Well, damn, even with disadvantage. Yeah, you guys weave your way slowly, taking your time, using the shadows to your advantage. As you get closer to the monastery, you do see kind of this wild patch of blueberries, and you all freeze for a moment, hiding behind some of the trees that are up here, and see a number of monks collecting the blueberries. Rornak, you're able to immediately recognize these as the Order of the Chisel. They are collecting blueberries, as you know, that they would use for dyes and wines. So you all wait about 30 minutes before the group moves on and begins heading back into the monastery, walking and mostly silence. There's a couple of conversations here or there, but mostly to point out that one of the monks' baskets has a hole in it. They were dropping blueberries, but with your good rolls, you are unnoticed and wait out for these monks to continue their way back. You can see the Order of the Chisel has a on their kind of dark blueberry robes that they wear. You'll see symbols of Elmater, but on the kind of arms of these robes, you can see on both sides there is a yellow chisel that kind of adorns the sleeves. You continue sneaking your way closer and closer until you hit kind of the back half of the monastery. You see a tall wall, the better part of 25 feet, that kind of surrounds the monastery in many places. However, Rornak, would you roll me an insight check?
Of course. It's a 19.
A 19. You follow along the wall, using your hands, feeling each stone, bit by bit by bit, until you push forward and there's a as you push a couple of these stones back. You can see some parts of this would appear to be some of the oldest stonework in the monastery. Hundreds, if not the better part of 1,000 years old. The stone is weak and brittle in some places, and you use this to your advantage and until you have a roughly 4-foot sized hole leading you into the back half of the monastery.
Well, thankful the chisel never got around to fixing this part of the monastery. Let's make our way.
Rornak, you lead your party into a darkened stone hallway. You can see the same kind of stonework here. Jove, roll me a d20 with advantage.
Sweet, sweet dwarven eyes now. That is only a 12.
A 12. You touch the stone. Has kind of a lime smell to it. There's just little part of you that pings. Using limestone to hold these pieces together. Old. And brittle. Just a fleeting moment for you as you kind of put your hands on this stone. Just a passing curiosity. But you continue moving your way forward. You eventually follow this hallway, leading back towards the back half of the monastery. Rornak leading the way. You're getting to older and older parts, becoming more strange, less familiar, until eventually you hit a large wooden monastery door that has some iron strapping to it. You go up, knowing that this should lead you down, the second part of this hallway and out towards the back half of the monastery. However, the door is locked.
Any of you laps able to possibly pick this thing? It's locked. I don't know if I can get it.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of my thing at this point, so you gotta ask me by name. I haven't seen Freddy open a lock before, but okay, yeah, I got this.
Hey, he might have known a spell or something. Just checking.
I have one more Johnny before we take another rest. If we want to, if you have,
How can I do a perception check on this lock to see if I can tell if it's gonna be a more difficult one?
Roll me perception, investigation, or insight. Your choice.
Okay.
And while she's doing that, can Jove put his ear to the door just to try and hear if there's anything going on the other side of it?
You roll me a perception check.
How's a 6 insight?
You got this.
Pretty good.
Easy fucking door. No sweat.
This is gonna
It's a
be
monastery door from a god that doesn't believe in theft. How hard could it possibly be? Rornak's the only one of these monks that's got any fire in him.
not, Freddy, you always help me. Can you let me do one just like by my own thing, like skill? I appreciate it. Alright. Well,
Jove got a 21 for that perception, by the way.
Yeah, you see, Jasper's like eyeing up this door. Freddy comes over to like give a Johnny and says that line. He's like, I got this, I got this, I got this. So they're doing their kind of sibling thing over there, and you put your ear up against the door, and not a single sound comes from the other side. Sounds completely silent in there. There's not even you like listen, you can hear some creaking, a bit of the wind blowing through the monastery, but doesn't appear like there's anything on the other side. At least nothing's actively moving. You don't hear any breathing, snoring, stumbling, anything like that. Coast seems clear for now.
All things quiet on the other side of that, so Jasper, do your magic.
she will pull out her thieves' tools and get cracking.
Let's give it a go.
Oof, rolled right off the table. Ooh, that's a 21. I rolled 3 21s this game so far.
Jeez.
Your insight is immediately validated. As the door is immediately unlocked. Once Jasper gets down, 2 seconds. Just slides in the tool, clicks it up. And the door is now unlocked.
Anytime I see that kind of lock, I'll be able to point it out as an easy kind of lock.
Appreciate the help.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, Rornak will go ahead and open and head on in.
There are no lights in here as soon as you walk in. Unlike the rest of the monastery, especially to your memory, Rornak, this space is cluttered, disorganized. Boxes, odd pieces of furniture, broken statues, barrels, and other odds and ends are all jumbled together. You know that the entrance you seek to that tower is supposed to be at the other end of this hallway. But there's so much clutter here and it's so dark that you're having a hard time moving forward.
All right. Small problem here, everybody. From what I remember, getting to that tower should be at the end of this hall, but I can't for the life of me see past all this freaking clutter in here now.
Well, ever since the king gave me that nice belt of his, feel like my vision has been a little sharper in the darkness. So, you want me to take a look? Am I just looking for the other end of what this hallway is?
Yeah, see if you can find an easy way through, and if not, I guess where we can probably start moving stuff. We're gonna have to get through here one way or another.
Do we want a light? I can make a light.
Yeah, that would be useful too.
I do that.
Give me some flavor.
What do I put it on? Let's put it on Rory's pants.
Indeed.
Yeah, I strum my heart and just like, there's like a little light at the end, and I just like tap it on his pants, and his pants are a light.
What color is the light?
Just do a very, very pale blue.
A light pale blue illuminates the room, and you can see that there's just shit everywhere in here. Some of it looks like it hasn't been moved in years. Some of it seems ancient and old. Other parts look like actual bits of trash have been littered here. Um, Old remnants of long forgotten tools left to the side. And then in some places, active kind of dust lines as if things have been moved recently, as if there has been some foot traffic in here. It's more disturbed than something this old and sequestered away should be. And as soon as the light opens up, Jove, immediately your eyes are drawn only another few feet in front of where Rornak is standing. You see a thin tripwire. With your natural perception, your passive picks it up. You see
Jove is
Rornak begin to kind of like start looking into the room with his light pants on, seemingly unaware of this tripwire.
Yeah, he'll like very quickly put his hand up, a meaty paw, into Rornak's chest and say, look down, and try and point out the wire.
Rornak, you would have missed it completely, even in the lights, until you look down, and just as you kind of shift over, you can see the blue light shines off of a little bit of this tripwire, long and taut. Only from where now you can see with Jove's timely intervention, 2 more steps and you would have immediately tripped it.
Well, you saved me there, friend. I had no idea that one was there.
You guys often tripwire your rooms, even your storage ones?
No, I certainly can't say that's anything I ever would just come across in the monastery. Clearly, somebody doesn't want us going through here.
Well, I think you're right about that. Look, there's some spots here that looks like maybe some things have been moved around. Well, do we want to just all be... Before I get to that, do we all want to just step over this wire, or Jasper, you want to try your luck again and try and disable it?
Yeah, I feel like she's hot off making easy work of that door, so she struts on over to try to disarm this tripwire. Maybe you should stand back, just, you know, for safety's sake.
Ronak will take a few steps back, but try to like put a leg forward or like a foot forward to help like illuminate the light.
You Captain Morgan yourself on kind of like an old piece of furniture, get one leg up, illuminate it down so the light is coming down onto the tripwire. It's not directly behind, casting shadow on it. Trying to be helpful. Like, when your dad asks you to hold the flashlight when he's working on the car. You're just hoping you're not going to get yelled at.
So I'm rolling my thieves' tools? Or...
Yes, indeed. This is your thieves' tools to try to... oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Disarm the tripwire.
Oh my god, that is another 21.
You like kind of get both sides of the wire, clip it in the middle so it doesn't move, and then slowly until its top point, bring it down lower and attach it both to the ground so that the tension never moves, and click it to both sides. And takes Jasper less than a minute. Rornak, you kind of like shift a little bit, and Jasper gets up, and for a moment you think it's on you, and Jasper, you turn back to your party. Success.
Mighty fine work, Jasper.
No problem, no problem.
Then,
Let's get going.
Yeah. Jove, please stay near me if you don't mind. I could definitely use you in case there's anything else like this up ahead.
Certainly, I'll keep my eyes peeled. And as we're entering the room, Dom, can Jove try and get a feel of how any of this furniture was moved around? You mentioned that there seemed to be some kind of like scraped spot, so he's just trying to look for.
Make me an investigation check.
Yes, that's 19.
19. You're looking for what would give you an indication of what's been moved in. With the tripwire, you kind of follow it and you can see that it's been rigged to knock over much of this clutter. It would have buried you all in here, underneath all of that debris. Likely wouldn't have killed you, but surely would have hurt with some of the heft and the statues rigged up to it. It's a 40-foot long hallway, and you can see with your light and your new dark vision another large wooden door at the very end. However, halfway through, past this first tripwire, you see another one. About halfway through.
Well, Rornak, good thing you had me close, cause I do see that door on the other side of it, but lo and behold, there's another one of them tripwires about halfway through this room. Looks like we would all be eating furniture and statues for dinner if we weren't careful.
Yes, indeed. Jasper, he says as he puts his leg up again and rests on something. If you wouldn't mind helping us out one more time, please.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
We could try to sidestep this one if you don't feel as comfortable, but
Nah, something ain't right about this whole room. I'd feel much more at ease if these were disarmed. So I'll do my best. Wow, that is a 19.
You get the wire, and you repeat the same process of last time. Success. Same tripwire, same sort of trap setup. However, you follow it and you can see that it's a net. You can look kind of above and you can see that just out of sight, a large net has been constructed that would have fallen and trapped you in the center here. However, it doesn't seem to have any damaging aspects of this trap, which is odd.
Yeah, don't love that. Well, there you go.
I can wholeheartedly say I don't know where I would be without all of you coming back here right now. Anyways, guess it's just this door up ahead.
Yeah, well, let's walk carefully as we have been, because shitty things come in threes.
So, you continue forward?
Yes.
Absolutely. Who's leading the way?
I think we'll still have like Rornak with like Joe kind of keeping by my side, right?
Sure.
And eye to the ground, making sure there's no more shit.
Absolutely. Could I have Jove and Nornek make me? This is going to be investigation checks.
It's only an 8.
It's a 10.
You guys continue forward. You're only probably about 15 feet from the door as Jove, you step forward with a heavy foot and you feel. You see, as you step on this pressure plate, missing it, looking for tripwires, but forgetting about a pressure plate. You see one of these large statues gets knocked over, the base of it breaking, and begins hurtling down Indiana Jones style at you guys. I need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Well,
12, fail.
17.
Success.
8.
Nin- 19.
Failure at 8, success at 19. That is going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage for successes, 12 for failures. As the statue bounces down and slams behind you guys, blocking the entrance behind you. Rornak, you have this anger kind of wells up at you as you look and you see that the statue is an old statue of Saint Saulers, the twice martyred. Broken and disrespected. You can see the kind of spectacled eyes staring blankly from the statue face back at you. As you kind of go to help the two failures you're knocked prone, help them get back up on their feet.
I thought we were being careful about where we were stepping. No?
Yeah. I know. These heavy feet of mine.
They've made traps out of the very monuments that we had around here. Truly bastardizing everything. Sorry. I will try not to step on that in the future.
I'm not feeling so good after that one. Do we want to find a place to maybe take a breather or something?
It might be here, honestly.
Looking around the room, you guys can see that there are a number of places for couches, chairs, other places to hide as you push through some of the debris. The door behind you is clearly blocked.
Like, I could keep going, so if y'all feel like I'm being over dramatic, then
No, I'd love the rest too. The only my only concern is that that statue was not quiet. Doesn't seem like this particular section of this place is overwhelmingly populated, but I think if we really need to lick our wounds here for a second, we might be able to at least hide ourselves amongst the junk, and then if anything does come down to mess with our day, we could do what we do best.
Yeah, I think this is about as good a place as any that we're going to be able to hide. And we don't know what's on the other side of that door, so... I don't know if we're going to have much of an easier rest coming up, in my mind, so... I'm for it. I've gotten some scrapes. Just stay low and use the clutter to your advantage right now.
So, you all begin taking a short rest. Go ahead and spend your hit dice. Regain your abilities on a short rest.
Everybody gets an extra 1d6 if you use a hit die.
Thank you.
what was that, Mikey?
If you use a hit die during your rest, you get an extra 1d6.
From Song of Rest.
And I rolled the 6. Thank you.
So did I. Thank you, Mikey.
Yes. I only used one hit die. I don't know if you're tracking that down, but
I used 3 hit die, and I'm back to full.
same. Well, back to full.
I used one of my rogue hit die, and I'm back to full. Because I also used my second wind that I had.
Freddie, how many hit die did you use?
I used 3 because my first 2 were a 1 and a 2.
Gotcha.
Maybe
You all kind of find different places of furniture and statues and other areas to sit, breathe, regain some of your energy, lick your wounds in some places, pop a finger bone back into place that's been popped out.
Pour some green liquid on our hands.
A whole shebang. After the better part of, we'll say, 30, 45 minutes, you do hear the sounds. Jove, you are the first to hear it with your passive perception. The rest you can hear what sounds like individuals gathering on the other side of that door. You can hear somebody tries the door and it's met only by the heavy fallen statue of Saint Solars. Doesn't seem to be budging for this time being. As that full-size statue is now crushed into that door. The statue will have to be broken down if you want to use that door out of there at some point. But for now, seems as if they can't sneak up behind you. Or whoever's on the other side of that door.
Well, hey, that's something.
So you all finish your short rest. Freddy stops playing. Some of you feeling more rested than others. As you see at the other end of that hallway, another large wooden door with the same sort of iron bindings as that previous door.
I assume this one is locked as well.
You go up and you try the door. It's not locked.
Rornak very cautiously pushes it open.
As you push the handle forward, there's a and you feel something pierce into your palm. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Bye.
Yeah, that's just a 5.
You're dead.
You're poisoned for 1 hour and
Ugh.
take 8 points of poison damage.
On the bright
glad
side, exhaustion already does what poison would do.
Oh, hey, that's something.
If you weren't already tired, you feel it pierce into your hand, you feel that poison begin working through your veins. You flex and hold it, and you feel that kind of tired over you as it's seeping in through your veins, Rornak. But now is not the time to worry about paltry poison checks. Now is the time for action. As you kind of pull back and you pull a long, almost glass-like needle out of your hand.
If I was any if I was any less tired, I'd be feeling it a lot right now, but let's just keep moving.
So, you walk out of this small building, out into kind of the back half of the monastery. You can see lots of different roofs and structures and buildings, many of them made from similar stone, but differentiate in style and structure, in size, and in shape, but all made from the same kind of materials over time. You can see probably about 100 or so feet away this kind of tower arcing upwards. Now that you're closer, can everybody roll me a perception check?
Got a natty 20. For
Natty 20.
22.
Passive 12.
11.
And Freddie?
I also got a natty 20 for a 22.
All right. So, Jasper and Rornak, you see that going through some of kind of the small alleys and such, you see kind of a front entrance to this tower. You're on kind of the south face of this tower, and you can see that there is a straight shot into this tower. Roran or Freddy and Jove, you also see that you could, of course, go through the bottom floor. Looking up to the sides, you can see a number of balconies. The south balcony is about 30 feet up. The west balcony looks to be 40 feet up, and the east balcony is about 60 feet up. The top of this tower, the base floor seems like it's about 80 feet up, with the very top kind of open-aired roof. This kind of strange arrow-like top seems to be the better part of 100 feet up in the air. And at the very top, you can see, just briefly, what looks to be an arc of lightning. Shoots out for just a moment. You also see, not just that lightning, but a number of areas that could be climbed to give you access to the rooftops. And from the rooftops, this tower isn't in its own special space that's not connected to anything else. It looks like, with your 22s, that half the tower is made of one stone. The second half of the tower seems to be made of a different stone, but it's all cluttered together, and you could reach at the very least, the south balcony from the other rooftops. Although it would require some climbing. But I'll say that's what you see with your 22. As you guys kind of push out into this strange, old, and seemingly mostly deserted area of the monastery.
And Dom, when you say open air tower, are we talking Saruman tower
Yeah.
style?
Yeah, most definitely. Of you can see that it looks like it's very much like the same shape of a rook chess piece.
Okay.
Of where it's a tall, pretty straightforward tower, not unlike the tower you guys originally climbed in our first adventure in Mole Master. Just this one is 3 times as tall. So, party, how would you like to approach this tower?
Ready, I see you eyeing those rooftops and balconies. You think of what I'm thinking?
I wish I had wings.
How did you know? But I guess I was thinking about something else too. I mean, I know we're all a little bit worse for wear, but it seems to me that we can either walk straight up and knock on the front door, or we might be able to do a little climbing up onto one of those balconies and get ourselves in that way. Looks a little more climbable from this angle over here.
I mean, my
no,
fingers
I can
are frozen solid, so I don't know how much climbing I'm gonna be able to do.
Just I'll walk up, throw a rope down, you wrap it around your wrists, and I'll pull you up. Easy peasy.
That sounds like the best way to do it. If we try to do some freeform climbing, I'm a little worried on how that'd go.
Alright. Jasper pulls a rope out of her bag and walks up to, I don't know. She looks to them for direction as to where she should be going.
Jove points out kind of a easier to scale building, and you put your feet up against the wall, and you feel them stick to it, and you begin walking up the side of this building until you reach the top, and you can see the roofs make kind of this hodgepodge construction of the monastery very obvious. You can see that many of them have kind of really steep pitches and odd angles, but unlike everywhere else in your adventure, there isn't any like free snow, and the roofs are seemingly dry.
Oh, that's nice.
It is in your favor.
Anywhere I can anchor the rope, or am I gonna have to just use my own strength here?
It is looking very much like you're gonna need to be the anchor on this one.
Okie doke. She'll
You see a couple
wrap it.
of chimneys and other arcs, but with kind of the hodgepodge nature of this one. Like
Yeah,
Freddy's light
stuff.
self, you might be able to pull that, but you start thinking of how squat and heavy Jove is nowadays, especially ever since he got that belt. And you just don't feel confident that that halfling dwarf is going to be able to not break some of this structures up here.
Yeah, she'll wrap the rope around her waist and hold on tight and
Yeah, I'll go up first there, Jasper, and I can help anchor. So hold me steady.
Jove, make me an athletics check.
I am exhausted. So I'm doing
Roll
this
it normal,
is-
because Jasper is helping you with this rope.
Perfect.
So that's just a normal roll.
Nice. That is a 20.
Yep. Jove, you grab and you start walking up, and Jasper, you begin walking backwards. You actually turn yourself around and lean forward. The first 10 feet or so are fine. It's the second 10 feet where Jove really, you start to feel that heaviness. But with your boots of spider climbing kind of anchoring you, you taking a few steps forward, leaning your whole body weight forward, and Jove's just natural athleticism, he's able to get to the top of the roofs. The rope goes back down. Who's climbing up next?
Me.
All right, Freddy. Roll me an athletics check. Just flat.
Whoa. 18.
18. Yeah, with Jasper and Jove anchoring the top. You feel like it's less of you walking and more of you just having the strength to hold on to this rope as, with Jove being kind of the main pulley system and Jasper being the anchor with their boots. They pull you all the way up to the top. Last one, Rornak.
Going for it.
Let's see it.
And remind me, was that an athletics?
It is indeed.
Okay, that is an 11.
An 11. Luckily, with all three of your party members, the DC has gotten easier each check. So, with an 11, there's a part where your feet slip off the wall and you slam your knees into the side of the house, taking 1 point of bludgeoning damage. But your party is able to pull you the rest of the way up. So with one bruised knee, the party, you are now on top of the rooftops. You can see that the tower is clearly besides the dome behind you, blocking the kind of front half of the monastery. You see that this is probably the tallest structure on this side of the monastery. You can see that there are a number of rooftops leading your way, but the closest balcony, only 10 feet above the rooftops where you stand, facing out to the south. You can see that now that you have a better sight on it, no perception checks needed, you can see that there are no railings or other features on this balcony. They almost seem like they just open up into the air, that any person could just fall off of them at any moment.
Hate that. I call it Fantasy OSHA here.
Fosha.
OSHA.
Fey run, OSHA. Fosha. So,
Potion these balconies. Sorry. Keep going.
take your -1. So, How would you like to approach the tower now that you're on these rooftops? I'll say you guys are all up here. You can hear the wind kind of blowing softly around this area. And now that you've gotten up higher, Jove, you're the first to hear it. But even with the pass of 12, you all hear kind of a crackling noise. The taste of metal in your mouth for a second. That ionized air. And ever so friendly, Jove, you're the only one with the pass perception enough to hear it. A small shriek. A woman's shriek. Mature, but small. Emanating from the top of the tower.
Y'all hear that? I thought I heard a woman's voice, but
I'm gonna start casting detect magic.
You got
So
it.
If it goes 10 minutes without being interrupted, I will have that.
10 minutes goes by. Jove, you see here, about once every minute, there's that kind of discharge, and then the sound of a shriek. Rornak and Jasper and Freddy, by the time this one ends, you also can kind of hear this small shriek once a minute. And as soon as you open your eyes with your special magical eyes, Freddy, immediately the top of that tower is like looking straight into a lighthouse. It's almost blinding them out of pure conjuration and evocation magic that is just shooting out from the top of this one. It is very much like a lighthouse. It's now that you have your eyes open, you're surprised you can't feel more of that magic, as it's just and once every minute you see, as you kind of look at it, you see a spike of that. And go ahead and roll me an Arcana, Freddy, as you're looking up into this huge concentration of what you are sure is elemental magic.
8.
An 8.
Bow.
You look into it and it worries you, but you're able to discern with your magical eyes what appears to be 5 concentrated points of magic. One in each of the 4 cardinal directions. One to the north, one to the south, one to the east, one to the west. And then a large concentration right in the center. You try to peer deeper into it, but the just pure excess of magic up there is kind of blocking your sight. As soon as you feel like you can see a clear image, another wave of evocation and conjuration magic washes over the top of this and almost blinds you for the moment. As you kind of blink back as the blue and green energies you see shooting from the top of this cause you to kind of have to like blink and look to the side and get the floaties out of your eyes.
Definitely some cultist shit going on up there. So I guess we're going the right way. Yay.
Freddy, you also see that just beyond where the balcony is, there is a ping of conjuration magic. 3 of them, to be exact. And you look at the next balcony up, and you see another 3. And you look to the other balcony, all the way near the top, and another 3 pings. In each one of these balconies, you see the distinctive ping of 3 conjuration, something or other, until you get to the very last top one, which, my mistake, I believe the East Tower is the top one. That one doesn't have any current pinging of magic. But the other 3 towers and something towards this, towards the north that you don't have physical eyes in, but you can still see those 3 distinct pings of conjuration magic. So, Freddy, you receive all that information. 10 minutes goes by as the party is on here on this rooftop. What would you guys like to do?
So, I suppose we're making our way up, aren't we?
I think that's the only way to go at this point.
Freddy, is there anything in particular we should know as we're going up?
Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous shit. Stay cautious. I would tell you about each individual thing, but it's really just an overload, and you should really just focus on what's ahead of you. Just know that you're basically from this point onwards, we're never gonna be safe.
Gotcha. Well, drink a potion if you got it, I suppose, everybody. It's gonna be a long one. Okay. Unless anybody's got any special ideas on getting up there.
Honestly, I think this is the special idea, so we just got to do it. Jasper, if you do the honors.
Yeah.
You go across the rooftops, Jasper. And there is a bit of a gap in between the rooftop and the tower. It's not like a super tight hug, but no more than it takes for you to just take 1 foot off across the space where it drops 20 feet towards the ground below, and you put a foot up against the tower, and put your next foot on, and you stick to the wall. You begin walking your way up to the balcony. Roll me a perception check as you get to the balcony.
Would love to. Catchphrase.
Looks clear.
She turns around and gives everyone a big thumbs up, and yeah, she'll finish climbing up to the balcony then.
Looking clear so far. The rest of you see Jasper 10 feet above you, looking down at you from the balcony.
Yeah, she'll wrap the rope around her waist and wait for her first companion to start climbing.
Absolutely. Who's wants to go first?
I think Joe's going to do that again so he can help anchor.
Go for it.
That's going to be a 17 athletics.
17 will do. As you climb your way up to the balcony, Jove, as soon as you get up there, your passive perception. At first, you take a look around, you can see that it's a pretty basic balcony. You can see a number of stairs inside the balcony heading down, and then a set of stairs heading upwards. But what really catches your eyes are 3 distinct piles of dust. As you look over at them, with your passive of 17 beating their sneak score, you see eyes pop up from the dust. And then a second set of eyes. A third set of eyes. As almost pulling themselves out from these dust piles, you see 3 gremlin-like creatures made entirely of dust, slightly avian in their features, feathered wings, gremlin elongated, what you would call their head, like elongated, almost xenomorph style. Not dissimilar to similar creatures you fought in the past, as they pull themselves out from the dust. They make this strange, windy dust noise as the 3 of them pull themselves out of the ground. Can I have everybody roll me initiative?
All right.
Only a 41 this time.
Only a 41. Gotcha.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Wow, Jasper.
Listen.
Oh no.
Oh no, 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 no.
Wait, don't we have disadvantage on initiative because of exhaustion? Is that a thing?
Oh, do we? Does that count?
Let me check. Let me check.
I guess if that is an ability check.
I think it technically is.
Hold on. Ooh, initiative is a dexterity check. It does indeed.
Yeah. That's about right.
Mine stands.
Rough.
Mine couldn't get worse.
Dom, I rolled with advantage, and I don't remember what my other one was. So should I just roll again and use that one?
Yes.
Oh, and he rolls a nat fucking 20. Alrighty. We'll just go ahead and edit this.
And mine stayed the same.
Excellent. Got it. So,
Sorry, Rory.
It's not your fault. It's okay.
I mean,
Amongst the party, you stayed at the same spot in initiative.
it's true.
yeah. Plus, this also means, Jove,
Yes.
you're kicking us off.
Oh, hell yeah. So I'm guessing that they have fully formed and targetable enemies at this point?
Yes, they would have gotten the sneak attack around since they all had a 16 in their stealth scores, which was fine until you got up there.
Most excellent. Then Jove is gonna kind of I mean he's gonna fucking do a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the closest one in the little triangle.
You got it.
And then he is going to throw a is it like 10 feet away? Can I throw a javelin or should I?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could throw a javelin, or you could definitely run up and stab it. Choice is yours.
Well, we'll start off with the. You know what? Actually, I am gonna go up and stab it and try and kind of get in the middle of them. So he'll rush with the Electrum Spear. So the first attack on the one that is Hunter's located is going to be a 20.
A 20, that'll hit.
Excellent. First one is going to be for 12 piercing.
12 piercing, gotcha.
And then he will quickly pull the spear back and shoot it forward again for another hit. For an 18.
18 will hit.
And that is going to be. I'll go ahead and use Piercer to reroll. That is going to be for 10 piercing.
10 piercing. Jove, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Shall.
Sorry, this is Constitution saving throw.
Fuck methods.
Not bad. That's 16 for con.
16, not your first time with these creatures. As you pierce it a second time and it explodes around you, dust goes towards your eyes, but you move your hand in front of you and you're able to stop yourself from being blinded.
And I'm guessing that Jasper gets the picture that there's chittering enemies behind us. So he is gonna.
Yeah, it took her a second. She was like lowering the rope down. She's like, "Hey, Jove, you gonna help?" Oh, shit.
What's going on back
Yeah.
there?
Ooh, you know
So-
what? No, keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say he just takes his defensive position, kind of up in their faces, and that'll be turn.
Okie dokie. I almost forgot.
Uh-oh.
Let me. And I had to change the music. There we go. So, Jove, you see where that black dot is?
Yes, sir.
You're right in front of that black dot. Jasper, you are directly behind him, with the rope in your boots on, towards your party. The rest of the party, you are 10 feet below them, currently on the roof. It's not shown here on the map, but I'm sure you could figure out where you are. Thus, it actually moves over to, after that one, Jove, you blew it up, so Freddy.
Yeah.
The rope is down. You could attempt to climb up there with your action.
Man, I don't really have a choice. I mean, go for it.
Go for it. Roll me athletics. Just a straight roll.
Disadvantage.
Straight roll because Jasper's still anchored.
Oh, great. Okay, so that's just a critical fail.
That's just a regular critical fail.
Oh, lovely.
You crawl up, you begin climbing that way. However, an entire day of climbing up a mountain has done nothing for your biceps at this point. As you begin falling down. Jasper, I need you to make a strength saving throw. As Freddy's full weight is pulled on you.
Alright. Well, that's a 22.
A 22. That is enough. Freddy, you begin falling, and you fall about... You're about to head straight down 20 feet onto nothing but hard stone. As you begin to feel yourself fall, the rope tangling around your midsection. But your sister does not falter. And as it wraps around you, feel yourself stop falling. You have half speed right now, which is just enough for you to climb the rest of the way to the top, to the balcony. So, unless you feel like being a soap on a rope, you may indeed climb up to the balcony.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Jasper and Freddy, working in tandem, are able to pull Freddy. You're able to get on top of the landing. Anything for your bonus action?
I'll give a Johnny to Jove.
Gotcha. Johnny goes
Hey.
over to Jove.
Those are D8s, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Excellent. It is then one of the creatures, as the one to Jove, your right, comes forward and makes a claw attack. Oh, that's certainly not going to do with a 9.
Yeah, he sidesteps.
Absolutely. Then it is the other one that is going to come behind you and get some flanking on you, Jove. For advantage, 6 and a 7. Fucking Christ. Yes, you see Jasper, you're pulling Freddy up, helping your brother get on top of the balcony, while Jove, these dust creatures almost shift their forms. They swirl around you, and from this kind of little dust storm, 2 hands reach out to claw at you, but with shield in hand, and not deterred by this sort of enemy anymore, you're able to put your shield in between you and this roiling dust storm around you. It is then Rornak's turn.
All right. So how much feet would I need to climb to get to the top then here?
10 feet up.
10 feet? Yeah, Rornak will definitely attempt to do so.
Go for it. Make an athletics check.
And is that just straight or with disadvantage?
I will say because Jasper rolled such a high strength save that it is without disadvantage. So it's a straight roll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 22 strength saving throw will do.
Not a strong roll though. That's only a 7.
A 7. You begin climbing, but you're only able to make it about halfway up the rope before you feel that poison or maybe the exhaustion kick in and begin to sap you of your strength. You can either stay here, suspended on the rope, or let go and try it again on another turn.
Yeah. Rornak, he'll let himself slide down and like try to catch his breath, and he'll give it another shot on the next one. He won't stay suspended.
Absolutely. Which then takes us to Jasper. You pull Freddy up. The rope hangs back down. You see Rornak tries to get a couple hands before his grip loosens. He slides back down. You don't feel the weight of Rornak around you anymore. You look back and you can see Jove is in front of him and behind him is currently surrounded by these creatures. What would you like to do?
The rope's pretty long, so I think Jasper's gonna pull out her shield and axe and try to flank one of these creatures that's attacking Joe.
Yeah, you get it right up behind the one behind Jove. You do have flanking on this one. It is not entirely made out of wind. It's a little more solid.
Ooh, that's a 26 to hit.
A 26 to hit will hit.
Oh wait, I can crit fish. No. Oh. That's only 9 magical slashing.
9 magical slashing. You got it. And that's with your sneak attack?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that'll be it.
Gotcha. Then we're back to Jove.
Sweet, yeah. He is going to use his bonus action to move Hunter's Mark onto one of these little dudes that he juked so well, and then is going to do a spear attack. He's flanked, right, with Jasper?
Yes.
Crit fish. Oh. That is a 26 thing.
Yep, 26 will hit.
Definitely does. That is. I'm gonna go ahead and use Piercer to re-roll. Nice. That is gonna be for 13 piercing for the first one.
13 piercing for the first one. Make me a Constitution saving throw. As should you, Jasper.
Okay.
Also, we know their AC is less than 26.
Their AC is indeed less than 26.
You said I'm gonna use my Johnny to help with this. I just like roll the Johnny dice with advantage, right?
No, for saving throws it's something different. So just add your bardic inspiration to your roll.
Gotcha. Nice. Rolled a 7 on that, so
Nice.
that's 12. So that's 16 con.
Pass.
Mine's a 22.
Pass.
And Jove, you get 7 temporary hit points.
Oh fuck yeah.
As you see, Johnny almost jumps into your chest, and you can see kind of emblazoned on the front is a little Johnny with 2 finger guns, kind of spectrally poking out from your chest.
Fuck yeah. Then Jove will turn around and attack the other one.
Go for it.
He already used his bonus action, so this won't have Hunter's Mark. I'm guessing we're not flanking this one. Since
You are not flanking this one.
That does a 12 do.
12, just do.
Love to see it. Okay.
They're fast, but dust isn't the hardiest of substances.
Sorry, that's 10 temporary hit points. I thought it was just the bardic inspiration. It's bardic inspiration plus 3.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Even better, it grows out and covers most of, like, Joe's shoulders down to the center of his chest.
That's only going to be 5 piercing.
5 piercing, you got it. All right, and unless you have any movement, we'll go over to Freddy.
That's the me one.
That is the you one.
Okay, I'm up here now. I did it. Let's swing it with a firebolt, because there's only one left, right?
Yeah, there is only one left.
Okay, let's swing it with a firebolt. Hey, nice. A whopping 7. Got him. Got him.
And there's a flash of light in the center of this kind of room. Then it is, unless you have any movement, I assume you want to stay put.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay put.
Can I have Jove and Jasper both make me dexterity saving throws?
Yes. Oh, that's a crit fail. But
Catchphrase.
You
Oh
know
my
this
God,
song
yeah.
and dance.
It's only a 10 from me.
A 10.
17 for save.
Oh, you both save.
Nice.
CC's not very
nice.
high. As it bellows out this gust of dusty blinding breath. It is going to move out of your attack range, Jove, and you see it go to dive downwards, wings unfurling from its back as it heads towards back. You can see that as you head into the tower, there are no railings anywhere in this one. It is all open air as it begins to dive down towards something. You may make an attack of opportunity.
Oh, that's another crit fail, folks. Oh, a 1 to a 2. So that's only 9.
It dives down. There's a moment of silence before. What? Storm the stairs! And you hear a number of voices echoing from the bottom floor. That's its turn. Rornak.
Okay. If the rope is still within grasp,
It
'cause I
is.
know-
It's a 50-foot long hemp rope. Still attached to Jasper, who only moved 10 feet forward, so there's still plenty of rope for you to climb.
Okay. Yeah, then he will give it another shot.
Go
So I'll
for
roll
it.
my dice. This time probably with disadvantage then, right?
It's still anchored to Jasper.
Okay.
So, depending on your roll will depend on whether or not Jasper needs to make a roll.
Gotcha. Okay. Much better. That's a 22 that time.
22. Yeah. You hear the sounds of fighting, and with your passive, you definitely hear somebody yell out from inside the tower, and you dig deep. You got to get up there, and you got to get up there now, and you just, like American Ninja Warrior or regular Ninja Warrior, depending on what your audience preference is, you just straight up scale the rope. Jasper, you feel a little bit of resistance pulling you back before it loosens, and then you see Rornak. You have now climbed the 10 feet up. You still have 10 feet of movement.
Beautiful. He will move all 10 feet of that to get away from the ledge as he moves inwards towards the party.
Yeah, you move past Freddy, and you can get right next to Jasper, with Jove, who's 5 feet in front of you.
Perfect. And if he can draw Irzarn as he does that, that would be the turn.
Absolutely. Then, Jasper.
We still have a method left, right?
It has dived off of the
Okay.
back half of this balcony into the tower and dived straight down.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're about to get like bum rushed by a bunch of people, I think I don't know, I think she's just for now, Jasper's gonna stand at the top of the staircase. We'll call it the southern staircase.
The southern staircase leads upwards.
Oh.
The
okay,
northern
never
staircase
mind.
leads downwards.
That one then.
Yes, it moves in a counterclockwise rotation upwards.
I see.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Gladly. 0.
0. Okay. You
I
look
mean, I guess 9.
9.
still.
Yes, you look down. You don't see the mephits, but what you do see is you're not sure how many, but a number of dark cloaked individuals looking up at you, and you can see their eyes dart to the stairs and then dart back up to you as they all begin to pull weapons out. These, you remember the kind of wavy dagger that's used in Anastasia by Rasputin?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a whole bunch of people with that. And that don't look not like Rasputin from that movie. So, at the end of that initiative, the DM needs to rewrite initiative as we go to the top of this this order. So, everybody, go ahead and take a, let's call it a 5-minute break or so to get drinks, snacks, use the restroom as we're at like that 7:40 mark. And I redo initiative as we move into the second part of this fight. For our viewers, go enjoy a break. Go get your snacks. Go use the bathroom. Do that whole thing. Same thing that we do. I am going to leave the music on. We'll see you in 5. All right, go do your things while I redo initiative. Need. DM has returned.
Welcome back.
Indeed. Man, those slippers and /or boots of spider walking, super helpful.
Yeah, insanely useful.
Just wait till Rornak hits level 7, then he and him be running up walls all day.
You're right.
Rornak saw that shit and was like, you're just like, I'm the fastest. The Rornak saw that shit and was like, I'm gonna take that shit personally. Because with Step of the Wind in your guys' both of your full speed, like, you both can move the same exact distance at a full sprint. Neither one of you guys can get the advantage. For now. I think when Rornak hits level 8, he gets a 5 feet movement increase, and he'll just be able to outpace you.
Yeah.
But you can do it more consistently. He can only pull that move off as long as he's got key points for Step of the Wind.
I see.
So in a 100-yard sprint, Rornak will win, but in a marathon, Jasper would win.
Someone should make a locksmith monk, and then their key points.
I hate
-1.
I hate that took me a second. I
you.
was
That
just
was really good, though.
like...
Kyle, you also take a -1 for taking so long to get that.
I'm just in my Jove mindset right now.
Wow, that's incredible. Someone made a pun that was a -1 that caused another player to also take a -1 for taking so long to get it. That's almost impressive.
Collateral damage right there.
File a complaint.
Oh, yes. What is your complaint?
No!
Yes, the DM is listening.
Can also be the HR. That's a conflict of interest.
No.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go get an NPC to be our HR person. Oh, hey, hi, I'm your HR guy. What can I do for you?
Oh, hi, here, hello there.
Oh, Heidi, Hody here. Heidi ho, neighbor. Okay, I think we just need to wait for Freddy. Who's deafened
I feel like
themselves?
That's Mikey.
Ah, there we is. Everyone back?
I believe so.
I'm here.
Cool. We're jumping back into it.
Discord, I am in you right now.
All up in that Discord. Alright, just make sure that the music is playing correctly. Added a new one to our repertoire of music, guys. A song.
Oh, shit.
Yep, it is. Atrium Carceri. A royalty-free playlist. So, thanks, Cryo Chamber, for allowing me to use your music, and thank you for putting it up royalty-free so that if in the future this ever did ever make any money, we won't get DMCA'd. I've only got 4 out of like the 80 videos I posted for my D&D campaigns that have gotten the DMCA. Or whatever it is to be demonetized. Anyways, we don't make money off of this one, so it doesn't super duper matter. Where were we? Ah, yes. Here's my initiative book. So, we go back to the top of initiative with still Jove.
Beautiful. He'll go into the further into the landing, and he will, I guess, kind of see where Jasper is and looking down and seeing folks. Are we like? I'm guessing since we didn't have to go very far as what we're like 20 feet off the ground at this point, you'd say?
You're 30 feet off the ground.
30.
They're going to have to climb 30 feet of stairs to get up to you guys.
Beautiful. And they haven't started that.
No. The last round of initiative, the Mephit was able to alert them, but they have yet to join initiative, so they haven't moved yet.
Okay, then he is just going to get a good line of sight as they start making their way up. He'll hold an action to throw a javelin at the first one he sees.
Oh, you've got a perfect sight on all these guys here. You don't have to
Oh,
hold
do
an
I?
action. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
beautiful.
Yeah, Joe, if you go to the edge of this one, there's no railings or anything. It just ends, and then looking down, you can see, with your passive perception at 17, what appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 humanoids, and this Mephit still, who is 10 feet above them, who is saying something in this weird, breathy, dusty language. And you can see surrounding them is a number of all sorts of supplies and tools. You can see that there are, with you can see that there's like a half dozen large, heavy chests. You see goods and gears, and one of the chests is open. You can see gold in it. Like a whole stockade of materials is down here that these guys have been lounging. It looks like they've been eating, drinking, just having a good old time until you guys popped up in here. So you could pick any number one of these individuals, the Mephits or any of these 6 individuals. However, you do see one that does seem to have a feathered helm, larger and more armored than the rest.
Well, if you said that this method is near other people, Jove will use his bonus action to move that hunter's mark to it, and kind of like doing the whole fish in the barrel thing, he'll throw down that first javelin at the method.
Let's see it.
That is for a 18.
18 will hit.
That would be for 13 piercing.
You throw this javelin down. It strikes the Mephit in the middle of its inhale, and then the entire body. It doesn't catch all of them because the Mephit is not super large, but it does catch 3. Let's roll it out. As they need to not be blinded. That is 2 failures and a success.
Huzzah.
So I'll say we'll go down the line. Blinded, saved. You see 2 of them immediately begin trying to rub the dust out of their eyes, start hurling insults at this stupid creature as they're trying to regain their sight again, as they're currently blinded.
Then he will throw his second javelin at the feathered capped individual.
Go for it.
That's likely going to be a miss with a 9.
A 9, absolutely. It strikes, and you hear dink. It's behind the cloak. You can see as it turns to look at you, nothing but anger in the eyes. While the rest of the helm is kind of covered, you do see eyes peering out. This kind of feathered hawk-like helm that goes over the top. But underneath you see light blue armor. Heavy, thick, plated. As their eyes meet yours.
Then Jove will use his movement to go closer to the upward stairs to kind of block that way just in case anything starts coming down from the top.
Absolutely.
That'll be turn.
Yeah, because you only have 1 level of exhaustion, correct?
Indeed.
Excellent. So yes, you position your body so that you are blocking the entrance of the ascending stairs. Or the south stairs, whichever one we... South stairs will work. Yep, southern stairs that go upwards. Then, after Jove, pop that Mephit, and take him out of initiative, it is Freddy.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to make a medium-sized boulder with my Song of Creation on the stairs leading downward. Actually, I'm gonna put it at the top of the stairs.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I can make it as medium size. Whatever a boulder, I'm just gonna make it of like, just like quartz, the cheapest rock I can think of, because it has a maximum value of 100 gold.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming that a boulder that size wouldn't be much more than 100 gold.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
So yeah, I do that with my action, and I'm gonna bonus action to send a Johnny to Jasper.
Per square foot, so if it's 5 square feet. Okay. Yeah, no, that stone weighs the better part of about 150 pounds. At the top of the stairs. You got it.
Push it if they come near us, please. And then I'm gonna use my movement to move towards the southern stairs.
Southern stairs. You got it. So let's see. Let me look at the dust methods. At the end of their turns. Okay, 2 of them are blinded. And then we've got all of them before the next one of the PCs. So, 3 of these hooded individuals begin. They use their full movement to get up the stairs, but are met by that boulder. As one is gonna try to move the boulder using an action. Jasper, you could use. Go for it.
Like once they were halfway up, any chance I could use my reaction to just push it preemptively?
I will say yes, because this is incredibly creative and I love the idea. So yes, you may use your reaction to you put your hands forward and you tabletop this boulder as it, and they're gonna need to make the same throw that you guys did for that fucking statue. It's not gonna do as much damage because it's not as big of a statue as that Saint Solars, but let's see if they... Oh, no, my friends. That is a 3, a 5, and a 7. With their dexterity save? No, 3, 5, and 7, a 10. 10's not going to do it. So, we'll do 2d10s instead of 4d10s. A 9 and a 6, that's 15 points of damage.
Ooh.
Jasper, you push this quartz boulder down, and you see, like an awful bouncy ball, it bounces off each one of these steps, and you hear 3 distinct as 15 points is enough to kill the 3 of them running up there. So with Freddy's...
Oh my god, you killed them.
Yeah, absolutely. The Latin siblings create a giant boulder and then use their own cultist tactics against them. Indiana Jones style down this staircase a boulder, and it crushes 3 of them immediately.
That's fucking teamwork.
Okay, the other 2 at the end of their turn are going to get a chance to unblind themselves. Success. Success. So they are no longer blinded, but it's the end of their turns. So they clear their eyes to see this quartz stone slam onto the bottom floor, covered in just the remains of whatever's left as these completely smushed bodies begin dripping from the stairs leading down into theirs. Yeah, okay, that takes care of their 5 turns. It's now Jasper, or it's actually Rornak's turn. My bad.
Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. About how far down the stairs are they from us?
Currently, they're the only one. There's 3 of them left after 3 of them have been crushed by a quartz boulder. So they're all still on the bottom floor because 2 of them were blinded and didn't move anywhere. And one of them, the plate armored one, has yet to move in initiative. So he is still on the bottom floor.
Yeah, I was just curious on the distance because I was maybe gonna throw a dart, but I don't know if they're actually in range right now.
You certainly could move down the stairs 15 feet and they would be within range.
Nah, that's not really worth it. No, Rornak will start to head towards the southern one because I checked and I forgot. Poison also affects attack rolls, so I do have disadvantage on those.
You currently do.
Yeah.
Dart him anyways, then.
Was that?
So there's dart him anyways at long distance.
True. Might as well, if there's not really any
It
difference.
can't
on the
get
fall
any
off.
worse. So your short range and long range are the same right now, and it's I
True.
believe it's 2060.
Yeah, 60 is the furthest, so yeah.
Yeah,
he'll
you could
go-
move to the southern stairs and throw dart.
Let's go for it then. We'll try it.
Absolutely.
we'll
Do you want it
pull-
on the armored or unarmored individuals?
We'll go for the unarmored ones. For the unarmored one. And we'll draw out 2 darts here and try our best. I'm really sad I rolled a nat 20 on that first one. Let's see what I get here. A not natural 20, so the first hits.
Yeah, absolutely. A dirty 20 will hit. You one of them gets the dust out of their eyes and looks up just in time to see a dart coming at them full speed. Let's see how much damage you do.
That is going to be because that does count as a monk weapon. That is 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing, yeah. Catches him right in the eye. As he pulls the dart out from his eye, blood seeping from the wound. A devastating strike, but not quite enough to kill the man.
Nice. And then we'll follow up with one more. Let's see. That's only a 12 this time.
A 12? Yeah, that's not going to hit. This time, sees you throw another one down and moves to the side, and it pinks across the floor.
Yeah. That will not do. Yeah, Ronak will take the pot shots there, and then he'll start to he'll remain there for now to hold the ground. He'll stay near those steps since we've kind of started to wipe him a bit. But
Yeah.
that'll be all for Ronak.
You got it. Then, moving down, Jasper, what's your dexterity save right now? Or dexterity modifier?
My modifier is a +3.
+3. Roll me a d20.
Okie dokie. It's a 10.
A 10. You go after his turn.
Okay.
As the one in plate begins heading up the stairs, even in plate, his movement speed is way faster than it has any right to be, as with his 40 feet of movement, he is able to get all the way up the stairs right in front of you, Jasper. I believe you had a held action.
I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's going to open up with 2 strikes against you. He pulls out this long, heavy spear. He's going to take 2 attacks. That is, one of them is only a 12. The other one is a 19.
Yeah, I think she blocks the first one with her shield, and he gets under it with the second one.
And you're going to take 6 points of piercing damage. As he feints forward and you get your shield up. And underneath you see the tip of the spear. Quick and fast. Almost remnant to Jove, but far more lithe than Jove's spear work. As it catches you in kind of where your hip meets your leg. Pulls back. And prepares himself for whatever comes next. Which is you.
Me? Oh, no.
Oops, sorry.
Well, she certainly didn't appreciate that, so she's gonna take a swing at him. of her own. The old battle axe. Oh my god, it's only a 9 to hit.
A 9. The battle axe slides across the metal plate with a large shrieking noise, but does not pierce.
She's gonna utilize mobile to get out of his range. She's gonna keep herself between him and Freddy, but kind of creating a bit more space for this fight to happen. And we'll end her turn.
Yep. So, lootly. Then we're back to the top with Jove.
Sweet. I am going to use my bonus action to move that hunter's mark over to the armored individual, and from his place here on the south stairs, he's going to loose a couple of javelins. First is going to be a 26.
A 26. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to use my piercer to reroll these bad boys. Ugh. So 11 for the first.
11 points of damage.
11 points of piercing damage, indeed.
Points of piercing damage. Gotcha.
And then the second javelin coming is going to be a 17.
A 17. A 17. It do not do. In fact, he's going to use his reaction to catch said javelin. And Joe, this should feel very familiar to you. Ooh, no, a 14's not going to do. As you throw your javelin and catches it and then throws it back to you. But you will not be caught with your own javelin a second time as you put up your shield and it boom, sticks to it. And you have one of your own javelins in your shield.
Deflecting a missile, did he?
Indeed.
Hate that.
I knew I'd get the timing right on this eventually.
I think Jove will just kind of have that like one ear to up the stairs, and so long as nothing sounds to be clamoring down the south staircase, he will stay huddled close to the kind of the base of where the stairwell starts.
Absolutely.
West.
Which is perfect, because Jove, it's not down the stairs that you hear, but the sound of, like a campfire that has recently been snuffed, a crackling, cindery sound as you look above and flying down from the next, I believe it's, how wide on the tower? Module, help me out here. Another 10 feet up, coming off from the balcony, you see another one of these creatures. This one not made of dust, but instead made out of smoke, as if someone has given life to the last breath of a campfire. As it flies down towards you, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
I can do that. Dex save. 17.
17. That will pass as it flies down, coming right up next to you, and exhales this cinder-like breath. However, not the first time that you've seen these creatures, so you once again still have your shield up. You just put it in front of you. You feel the tip of your used javelin kind of touch the body of this creature. You immediately feel some of the heat transfer down it into your shield, but you avoid being blinded. That's going to be its turn, as we then move on to Freddy.
Okay, do I see anything coming from above?
From above, you have certainly seen the one fly down and attack Jove. Roll me a perception check.
Passive of 12.
Passive of 12. Luckily, with the light showing in through these balconies, you can see that there are 2 more of these creatures 10 feet above at the next kind of landing that are preparing. They're beginning to spread their wings out and look down upon you all, ready to fly in at a moment's notice.
Okay. And we still have like a whole battalion of people down below.
There are still 2 regular robed individuals and then the armored one that's engaged with your sister right now.
Okay, I'm going to cast a Crown of Madness on one of the lesser guys.
Gotcha. That's a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
2 plus
Well.
1 for 3.
Oh,
Ah, fuck. Every time.
That plus 1.
Yeah. It always gets you. They are charmed unless they cannot be charmed.
They can be
Um,
charmed.
A visible crown of jagged iron appears on their head, and their eyes glow. And then, on its turns before moving, I can choose who it attacks, but it must attack
Okie
if it
dokie.
can. Otherwise, it can act normally on its turn, but before anything, it attacks my choice of target.
You got it. Which would you believe its turn is right after yours?
Oh, that's crazy. He's gonna attack the big boy.
Absolutely. He's going to take one of those daggers and
Does he get flanking?
Technically, yes. So he's going to run up the stairs, but instead of hurling that dagger at Jasper, he plunges it into the back of this other character. Let me roll with advantage. How do I?
Did he crit?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I've
Like,
never,
yes.
I've never crit on myself. I don't know what to do with this. I'm fucking baffled by it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be enough to kill this dude, but for fuck's sake. Alright, so that's 4 plus. Oh, to 4 for Max. He takes 10 points of piercing damage.
Freddy messing him up from both angles right
I
now,
love it.
really.
I've
As-
spawned a boulder from nowhere. I've caused one of his guys to stab him. I haven't done anything myself. God forbid.
Yeah. Yeah, he runs up and stabs the dude straight in the back, catches him in between. He's not prepared for it. Certainly wasn't expecting his own dude to stab him right in the back of the shoulders. Catches him right in between, and you see it drives deep in between the armor. The cultist eyes go wild, and I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. He's still pressing the dagger into his ally. I believe that's his.
Definitely recognize the crown in the eyes as this was used back in the swimming pool episode when she was
Indeed.
about to fucking die.
Indeed, and use that one to eat the dome off of Shelvasa's lieutenant.
Yep.
Who was colloquially known, and I could tell you guys his player's known as, I believe it is Karsev the Drowner. Yes, you used that monstrosity to consume his noggin.
That was a great moment, just for the record.
Yeah.
Felt wild.
Oh,
Alright.
gosh. So it's the other individual who just saw him do that. Boy, he's not very smart. Let's roll. Let's let the dice decide. Does he throw the dagger at
At the
his...
end of its turn, it can make another wisdom save, by the way.
Oh, well, let me make that move first. That's an 11.
That fails.
Okay. This cultist. We'll say... Because he's either going to throw this dagger at Jasper, or he's going to stab his ally for stabbing his other ally. Let's make this a d6 roll.
The
Even...
beauty of Crown of Madness, you never think about the secondary effects of it.
Yeah, even roll, he throws this at Jasper. Odd roll. He stabs his friend. That's a 6. So he's going to attempt to throw this dagger at you. It's going to be a hard shot. He gets up the stairs and tries to not hit his ally. So we're going to give you an AC bonus of partial cover. So +2 AC. Didn't need it. That's an 11.
Yeah. I won't do it.
Ping! As he comes up behind and, grabs his ally. What are you doing? As he turns around and then puts eyes on this crowd of madness. The eyes glow as the other guy pulls his dagger out, and there's that tense moment between them. But before we get back to that move, we'll continue on down. One of those cindery campfire creatures is going to fly down, and they're pack creatures, so they're going after you, Jove.
All right.
As one flies down and lands on the stairs, blocking you from moving northward, and is going to make an attack. If you were a normal person, a 15 might do it, but I know you're not. 15's not going to do. Okie dokie. Then we're down to Rornak.
Alrighty then. Let's see. So I forget. Did I position myself at the southern one, or did I have to move back for throwing the dart, like to be in range on the north side?
You were right behind Jove, if I remember correctly, because it doesn't matter. You have disadvantage on your short and long range, so you just went for it. So you
correct.
see Jove. One of these creatures is flying. Is in kind of if we look at the landing space. If Jove is at the very bottom of these stairs, kind of blocking that off. It is flying towards his east, and then there's another one on top of the stairs, on the southern stairs, like right in front of Jove. They've got him kind of catty-cornered.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
you're right behind Jove, which is what is preventing them from flanking him.
Okay, and then that other one that is... Okay, so the one that didn't land in front of him, but the other one, is it above, or is it like landed? Like, is it like...
It is still
nearly on the
flying in the air, but to you it's basically at like... It's a small creature, so since it's flying in the air, it's eye level with you right now.
ground? Gotcha. Okay, I will grab 2 more darts, and we will throw at that one that is eye level with me on the other side, then.
Let's see it.
All right. With disadvantage, of course. 20. It's a dirty 20 on the first.
That'll hit.
Did that one go through?
Yeah, 20 will go through.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking. And then that's a 19 on the second.
And 19 on the second. Both will hit.
Okay.
Go ahead, give me that damage. Damage.
Right. Beautiful. Rolled high on that, and I do roll the d6 because that is a simple weapon, so it's a monk weapon on that one.
Gotcha.
So altogether, that is for 15 piercing.
15, yeah, you drive 2 darts into this creature whose attention immediately turns to you. They seem quite a bit hardier than their dust-like cousins. As it turns to you, the kind of elongated top part pulls back, unveiling coal-like teeth in the mouth, and it almost splits its head like completely half open, like a whole 180 degrees. It's like the top part, like a fucking Muppet, opens up.
Ugh. Yeah, Rornak does not enjoy seeing that and anticipates the attack as he burns a key point for patient defense.
You got it. Then after that is Jasper.
Does Armor Boy not go before me?
Oh, I have that written down. I should have written down. That is true. Our boy does go first. He turns back down and immediately stabs the dude who stabbed him. Just guts him right there, straight to the mouth. Just and puts him down immediately. Freddy, your spell ends because the creature died. And then turns back to you. And that is going to be a 27. To you, Jasper.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll hit.
It's another 6 points of piercing damage. As you see, he pulls the spear out from under you, turns around, places the tip of the spear through the soft flesh out through the neck into the mouth upwards. He sees the crown of madness kind of fade as his body hits the ground and falls about 20 feet down. There's the sound of coins splattering as he lands on one of these chests. And then back grips, doesn't even look at you, drives the spear. You're not expecting such a move. Jove is not so quick with his spear work. More heavy, more strength, less speed. As he flips it around and like a cool backward thrust move catches you once again on the other side of your stomach. As it pierces the same mount, pulls out, turns to face you. Now it is you, Jasper.
It's rare that Jasper ever feels just totally outmatched in a melee contest, but it's not going well. Can she get flanking with Rory, or is that not going to happen?
With Rornak? No, not on that Mephit creature. And they're on the southern stairs, you're on the northern stairs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, she's gonna try and attack this armor boy again.
Let's see it.
Oh my gosh, Jasper. 16?
16. Bink!
Oh my
As
god.
scrapes across the meadow once again. Even in this kind of small stair space, he is using 3 steps to change his height. And while you have so much room on one side, as you try to go back for the sneaky attack on the left side, you could feel your shadow axe scrape against the walls of this stone. Which, Jasper, as your axe goes across the stone, you hear, you look back at the cut just briefly, and you notice something strange. That the blocks connecting part of this tower are not actually cemented to it. You can see at this line, at this kind of 30-foot height, that it wouldn't quite be concrete. Not sure what exactly the monastery uses to keep their stones in place, but all of it has been removed. The stones just sit on top of each other. You only have a moment to see this kind of strange architectural design as part of the stone almost kind of moves backwards as you try to strike this individual. But that's just something you notice in the heat of this battle. Anything else from you, Jasper?
Yeah, she's gonna use her bonus action to second wind.
Let's see the 10 plus 2. 3.
Plus 3. That's a 7 plus 3 for 10.
Okay.
So, yeah, she seems relatively unbothered for someone who just took 2 pretty solid slashes. And that'll be it.
All right. Then is the last of these cindery creatures, who is going to fly above Jove and Rornak and let down another breath. Can I have you both make me dexterity saving throws?
24.
Success.
15.
Success. As this one is about 10 feet above you, gets that perfect kind of cone shape, rains down this campfire smoke on you, but you will not be stopped, and you certainly will not be blinded by campfire smoke. That's going to be its turn. We go back to the top with Jove.
So the one that's at the foot of the stairs has like landed and
Yes.
is trying to kind of gotcha.
Landed, squared its feet, and tried to drive its body weight into you.
Gotcha. So it's 5 feet within. So it's real close. So I will pull out the spear, and we'll do some spearing. So first one, it's a crit fail. Go ahead and give myself some advantage real quick.
If you weren't playing a halfling, I would have killed you 40 sessions ago.
Honestly, dude.
For real.
That's gonna be a 23.
That'll hit.
That'll be nice. 9 piercing for the first.
9 piercing, you got it.
We'll pull it back and heave it once again. That is going to be a 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Re-roll using Piercer. For 4.
For 4, gotcha.
And then kind of be back to back with Rornak. Yeah, so we're getting triple teamed by these gross boys.
Indeed. Which, speaking of gross boy, that gross boy you just stabbed twice did not like any of that. So, you see the wings pull in, the claws extend forward, hot embers moving forward as it tries to get into your gear, Job. Does a 17 do it?
It does not. He holds that shield tight.
Excellent. We move on down to Freddy.
All right. Let's help my sister. Let's do a vicious mockery on the big boy.
Vicious mockery. All right, wisdom.
And I'll just like strum my harp and say, "Even your own men want you dead." In my
Devastating. That's a 2.
noble- Hey, he failed.
All right.
Takes 5 psychic. Ba, 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 ba. And disadvantage on his next attack.
5 psychic, you got it. And disadvantage on his next attack. Sure thing. Yeah, that psychotic energy rings forward like the sound of a sitcom laugh track. Freddy, even your old men want to kill you. And there's a chuckle, but from the individual right behind that knight. As you see kind of the posture slump a little bit, the eyes turn towards you, there's a kind of a violent turning of the head. Jasper, you can hear kind of some popping noises as he looks to you after that insult. Anything else from me, Freddy?
Can I see Jove?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were like up on the next level or whatever.
Nope.
Okay, I'll send a Johnny over to him then.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It is then going to be that dude on the stairs. You see he flicks up this kind of wavy blade, and it spins in the air for a moment, and you see he almost, like a volleyball slap, spikes it, and it begins heading towards you, Freddy. Now, normally, you would be in disadvantage range. However, this little move gives some advantage, so it's just a flat roll for this dagger. Luckily, you're not Jove, so 17.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's a D4. Dagger throw. Okay. That's not great, but it's also not the worst it could be. That is going to be 3 points of piercing damage. As it pierces into you for the moment. Almost more of a slash than it is a pierce in many ways. As the kind of the wavy blade cuts into you a bit. But that's his move. And then we move on down to the other smoky monster. Who, this one, moves its entire, like, top half of its head as, like, a big bite move onto you, Rornak. But it does so with disadvantage. Yeah, that's not going to do. That's not anywhere close. That's an 8.
No.
As you
Rornak is anticipating it this time.
Yeah, it slams into the wall behind you before reforming back in its same spot. Then it is Rornak's turn.
Okay, so it's not behind me now. You said
No, it's like it almost like imagine the extension of like the predator jaw or the alien jaw, like the little mouth, like it shoots forward, part of its body elongating in this kind of like spear point strike of angry red teeth, and you see a little bit of heat. You also see Rornak, a little bit of the stone move out of the way, as if the adhesive has been removed from this top half of the tower, or perhaps something has built over it very quickly. As you dodge to the side of it, it pulls that part of its body back into itself. And it is now your move.
Yeah, with that close call and with it now right on him, he'll two-hand ears on and try for a couple of strikes.
Let's see.
It's a dirty 20 again.
Dirty 20 will do.
Man, that's a 22. I'm getting the good rolls out now. We'll see when they start coming back around again. I'm always scared of the double crit fail, but
Let's get that damage.
yes. Beautiful. That's for 20 slashing altogether, and he will try for the unarmed.
Stop yourself right
bonus
there.
attack. Oh.
And instead make me a dexterity saving throw. You as well, Jove.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, that's only an 11.
An 11. Jove?
I got a 10.
Wait, you have a Johnny.
I do have a Johnny, and I really do not want to be blind, so I'm going to use that. 6. So 16.
All right, you both pass. You both are not blinded.
Wow.
And you get 9 temp HP.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. Rornak, you still have your bonus action?
Yes. There isn't anything else that's within range right by me, right? I don't think I could do the follow-up attack on anything.
You could attempt to squeeze by Jove and hit the one in front of him, but it's going to be tricky. With a two-handed, tricky.
I don't think that technically would count either, because it has to come right after the attack.
Okay, then yes. I think that would be your move.
Yeah, because movement would be another action, basically, or another move to do. So, yeah, that'll be it for Rornak.
All right. Then it is... Then it's the knight. And poor Jasper. As it's going to try to make 2 more attacks against you, Jasper. It had to balance out eventually. That's only a 9. And the second one is another 27.
Fuck. He just keeps getting her with the same feint and strike trick.
Yeah, this one's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Then it is you, Jasper.
She's getting salty. She's gonna take another swing. There we go. That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
No sneak attack though. Oh my god, minimum damage for 5 magical slashing.
Yeah, you are seeing that the stab wound from his ally and a couple other nicks are starting to show. He's starting to slow down. You slice into on his main spear arm. You feel his grip on the spear begin to weaken. He's not down, but he's looking very bloodied at this point. You're starting to both get that like deep breaths in, kind of like round 4 of a prize fights. That gas is starting to run out of you both as it has just been a flurry of quick stabs and slashes between Jasper and this Feather Knight.
She's gonna. She's gonna use her bonus action to action surge and take the dodge action.
You got it. Moving on down is the other Cindery boy who's going to take up the spot that just exploded and make an attack against you, Rornak. This time without disadvantage, I believe.
Yes, I did not use patient defense.
You don't need it. Because I don't think a 13 will do.
No, too low.
Indeed. Okie dokie. Back to the top. Yov.
Excellent.
There's one in front of you, and then behind where Rornak is another one.
Well, I think I've traded blows with this one in front of me, so I will continue on that struggle. So for this first attack, we've got probably a miss. That's only a 10.
10, that will be a miss.
And then the second one is going to be a 20.
20 will hit.
Nice for max of 9 piercing.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure can do. Dex is going to be a 16.
16, that'll pass.
Huzzah.
Good. Anything for your bonus action, Jeff? Or movement?
He is going to, since he can freely move, actually he's gonna take a second because I'm sure all that smoke and shit as it gets out of his face, he'll stay there for right now.
Gotcha. Freddy.
Yeah. Jasper, how are you looking?
She seems to be doing okay. Like, she's taken a couple of hits, but she's not looking bloody.
Okay. And there's still both the big guy and the normal guy down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do a. How bad do they look? How bad does I guess the big guy is the one.
The big knight does, the Feather Knight does look bloodied. The individual behind him hasn't taken a single point of damage.
Right.
They've been blinded, but they haven't taken any damage.
Just to be sure, let's do a second level sleep.
Go for it. Roll it out.
Okay. So 78. Yeah.
78? Damn.
Pretty good. 37 points.
37 points. They both immediately go unconscious. Jasper, you watch as you're engaged, hard eye contact. Like, this is the first person to put you through your paces in a one-on-one fight, and you can't remember when. His speed, the movements, how fast he is. You haven't met anyone this fast since your dad. since that time when he was first teaching you the way of the blade. And you feel yourself being pressed back by the speed of these attacks. You feel that anxiety begin to build up in you, until you make eyes and you see them roll back into this individual's head as they slump forward, and you hear doof, doof, as both the Feather Knight and the cultist behind him are now asleep. Anything else from you, Freddy?
Nope.
Excellent. Because from above, there's a sound of what feels like icicles dropping from above. Ding, 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 ding. And you see bits of shards of ice begin to fall down as a creature, not dissimilar to the ones you fought on the glacier, descends down on frozen wings. And this one, let's roll it out to see who it wants. Okay. Everybody roll me a d6 real quick.
Quattro.
Quattro.
4.
2.
4. My 2 quattros. Roll me a d6.
5.
5.
Roll again.
6.
4. Damn it.
6 is the magic. 6 is the magic number. It's coming after you, Freddy.
You love to see it.
Yes. Yeah, this one's driving straight down like an icicle from above. It heaves its whole body weight into the strike and drops down onto Freddy. God damn it. That's a natural 2. As right in front of you, Freddy, like a whole shard, almost half your body size, drops down in front of you, embeds itself almost 6 inches into the stone before it breaks. It looks like cracks of ice splinter up its body until you see 2 hands and 2 arms appear out from it. It picks itself up, these frozen wings behind it like pieces of glass. Its body, the second half of it, still in this pointed icicle form as it pulls itself out of the stone and lets out this frosted cold breath. It immediately feels like the temperature drops 20 degrees around you. But it missed, and that's its turn. So, we move on down to the second one of its kin, who this time is going after you, Jove. As my other unlucky went, God, fucking damn it. That's a 6. Another
Oh, he's ready for it.
shoo, pink. And the same situation unfolds in front of you, Joe, right where that last method was. Moving on down, it is asleep. So, Rornak. Rornak. Oh, there you are.
Yes, I am here.
I hear.
Yeah, I hear. Do we still have one that is in front of us there that's with Jove? Because I remember you saying it couldn't be tough to kind of like sneak around him or
Yes, there is
squeeze by him.
still one made of campfire smoke, and then in front of Jove, blocking him from moving up the stairs, is one made of ice. And then with your passive perception, you can see another creature made of ice has nearly impaled Freddy, but is only a few dangerous inches away from him.
Gotcha. Is that within? I assume then that one is within melee range if I made it to it, right? Or is it flying above?
Yes, you could get into melee range of the one that's in front of Freddy, but you would leave the area of attack of the campfire method.
Ooh, gotcha. Okay. If the campfire method is kind of squeezed then, or if it's kind of squeezed there. I have an idea. But just checking. No, that doesn't have reach on it. Would I be able to throw? Well, if I threw the dart, it'd be at disadvantage. But it's disadvantage
Everything you do
either
right
way.
now is at disadvantage.
Yeah, true. He's gonna try, and then he's like almost gonna like dunk over Jove and kind of like throw the darts like above him onto this fire Nifit or creature that we're dealing with right here.
It's not above you, my friend. It's in that same space. You can still strike it with your Zarn. It's not. It's like it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in that same space. It hasn't moved.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought
you're
that was
fine.
the one in front of Jove.
That is-
That's my bad. That was mishearing it. Okay, we will strike it with the Irzar then.
Go for it.
Okay. That time it is a 12.
12. That'll just hit.
All right. And second hit is probably not gonna do then. That's an 11. So no, just
11 won't do. 12 will. 11 won't.
Okay. Nice. That rolled high for another 14 magical slashing. And we'll try for the bonus unarmed strike. And that is a 13.
13 will hit. 11, 12, 13. 12 and 13 hit.
Beautiful. And so it'll take, that's 8 bludgeoning. And I will burn a
Stop.
key point. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You don't need to. I'll save you the key
Beautiful.
point. But I will need
Let me
you
roll.
and Jove to make dexterity saving throws.
Uh, 13.
13. Hash.
14.
Hash.
Woo.
All right. What else do I got for you?
Now that it is, now that that one is out of the way, he'll use his movement speed to move up towards Freddy, and not able to strike, but he'll give him some backup.
All
And-
right.
Yeah, kind of post up at the corner of this other one.
All right. Gotcha. After Rory, so the knight would be asleep, and it would be Jasper. And it is Jasper.
Yeah, she doesn't much like the thing almost impaling Freddy. She's gonna run up, to strike that. Any way to get flanking?
Oh
or
yeah,
just-
easy.
Okay, dope. Okay. That's a 21 to hit.
21. That just does it.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. You more than do it. Yeah, 21 will more than do it.
Bless. That is 15 magical slashing.
15 magical slashing. Yeah, you cleave through.
Oh wait, no, sorry, only 11.
11. Still a very strong attack. You cut this thing in half, separate the icy bottom from the animated top of it. The animated top still moves, but it almost kind of slides off the top of it and begins to quickly build these small, skittering, almost like arachnid-like legs from it, but made completely of ice.
Ugh.
Okie-dokie. Now, that one is exploded. The knight is asleep. So brings us to the last of these ice creatures, which drives down, but instead of an icicle, it unfurls its wings. You feel the air drop in temperature as it exhales a breath. I need Jasper, Freddy, and Rornak all to make me dexterity saving throws.
15.
Success.
18.
Success.
19.
2 points of cold damage for everybody. as you all see Jasper, cleave through this, and behind her you see another one of these creatures accelerating towards you, open itself up and begin to breathe as you all kind of turn away from the breath, get either your shields or your cloaks or just more of your winter clothes around you, and you're able to avoid the worst of it. Only bits of your slightly exposed skin feeling the cold damage. That's its move. Asleep. Back to the top. Jove.
One of these ice guys right in front of me.
Oh, heck yeah, you do.
Sweet.
Let's stab him with the pointy end. So first one, it's gonna be a 16.
16 will hit.
Nice. For 9 piercing.
9 piercing. Yeah.
And gonna do another here for 21.
21. That'll hit.
And that is gonna be for 7 piercing.
Yeah, you start chipping away huge chunks of this creature. You break one of its glass-like wings off, shatter one of its arms. It is having a hard time holding its structure together, but it is certainly not defeated yet.
Well, then he will stand firm and to take whatever else it has.
You got it. Then, that one's dead. So, before that can move, Freddy!
Y'all. Can I just get a lowdown on exactly what we're looking at? There's the 2 sleeping boys, that's all I really know for
Yep.
absolutely positive.
Yes, there's the 2 sleeping boys. Over right next to Jove is one of these ice creatures. 10 feet above you. Actually, it'd be 15 feet so I could get the full range of the cone. Is another one of these ice creatures. And then there's the one immediately in front of you that your sister just cut in half. Still moving with its spider-like ice legs, picking itself up.
Okay. I'm going to do a firebolt on the one in the air.
Absolutely. Let's see it.
It's an 11 to hit.
That just hits.
Oh.
11 is the AC.
Oh, that was almost an 8, but it was a 2. So 8 fire damage.
Times 2 for 16.
That's what I thought.
Because they are vulnerable to fire damage.
Who'd have thought?
16.
That's,
Yeah, you immediately melt the second half of its body, leaving only the head and wings attached. It looks like the fucking album cover for Avenged Sevenfold, their first album. But made entirely out of ice. +1 for the DM. Yeah, absolutely. You're pretty sure that you just did more damage to this one than your sister did cutting half of the other one's entire body off. Any movement from
yeah.
you, Freddy?
No, that's it. I'm in between my friends. I'm in a friend sandwich right now.
Absolutely, gotcha. Well, it's then the one in front of you on its spindly little legs. It is gonna dirty. It's gonna cast Fog Cloud. As you guys,
Counter spell.
motherfucker, no.
No.
It's going to use its innate spellcasting to cast Fog Cloud. As Joe, if you look over and your entire party is covered by this fog, you see part of it drifting out through the open balcony. But inside here, as soon as it hits the open balcony, is moved away. But inside this tower, the place that isn't the balcony, is completely covered in fog. So, which is great for them. That's going to be its move. That dude's asleep. It's the other ice one, and that one is right in front of you, Jove. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
I shall.
Ooh, nice. 24.
No, 24.
2 points of ice damage.
I'll take it.
Then it is Rornek. You are currently in the midst of this fog cloud.
Okay. Do I see any of those creatures in front of me within this cloud, or
You absolutely do not. We're talking you are in the middle of this fog cloud. All visibility gone. It is just this bluish white fog, heavy. You can hear the sounds of your party breathing and moving. You can hear the sounds of ice shattering against a stone wall off towards where you know Jove is at. But in the middle of this cloud right now, can't see anything.
Oh man, that is rough. I don't suppose I have the light still on my pants. I don't even know if that helps with anything. Probably just makes it brighter fog everywhere, but
I believe that is sleep a concentration spell, Freddy?
Light is not a concentration spell.
Light's not
It's a
con. How long
cantrip.
does it last?
1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
Your pants would
It's
still
just
be
until I
lit.
dismiss it. Yeah, it's until I dismiss it or cast another light.
Yeah, and you haven't dismissed it, so yeah. Jove could see with his pass of 17 like a nice kind of was you said blue lights off of Ronek's fence. There's like a nice gentle blue light in the middle of this fog
I mean, the
cloud.
thing is, it's pretty much the same color as the fog cloud. So
One section
Yeah.
appears more blue than the other parts of the section. But no, your light is not helping you in this situation, Ronek.
okay. Good to know for
like
clarity's
having
sake.
your high beams on a foggy night.
Yeah.
You can see this fog really well.
You can really see the fog.
Yeah. Dang. Upon closer inspection, it is fog.
Fuck, your greatest weakness. More so than Bonquo.
We can
No.
handle Monquo.
Yeah, you could stab Bonquo. See what happens if you try to stack this fog cloud.
Yeah.
Perfect
I
ears
don't
on
have a-
counter.
Literally, though, I don't have a whole lot of things that can do with that. So, Rornek is gonna take the dodge action and wait to see, and he'll call out too, and just be like, "Freddy, Jasper, are you guys okay over there?" And he'll just kind of remain where he is out there, but he'll take dodge.
Well, if he calls out to me, can I say to get away from me?
Yes, I would
As
allow
just
you to
a-
respond with that.
Just move away from me.
Any movement from
Rornek-
you?
Yeah, Rornek will head away from that then. So what he feels is probably towards where he came from, back at Jove. He'll walk in that direction. We'll say about like 5 feet.
Yeah, you begin working your way towards that direction. Yeah, 5 feet. Yeah, you move 5 feet that way. No problem.
Okay, and still takes dodge, and that's all.
All right, Jasper.
Do I see any enemies right now?
Right now, you are aware that you know there's an enemy in front of you, but it is completely fogged, heavily obscured. So you could definitely strike forward, but at disadvantage.
She is going to take some deep breaths of this fog in and do fighting spirit.
You feel the cold fill into your lungs. It steadies you, sharpens your focus. You think back on your moments with your dad and what it means to wield the blade. You feel the sharp edge of Shadow Axe begin moving its way down with insane speed. Make your attack. Not with disadvantage. Just regular.
Ooh, 24.
24 will do.
Samurai.
10 magical slashing.
Can I have Freddy and Jasper both make me dexterity saving throws?
18.
Save?
Oof, only 8.
Wait,
Failure.
Do you have your Johnny from earlier still?
Oh, I do, yes. It's a
You may use
D8,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 10.
10 just does it.
Oh
Hell
no.
yeah!
Ooh,
We
Um,
found the rescue.
thank you.
What'd you
Uh,
roll on the bardic inspo?
Just 2.
Okay, you get 5 temp HP.
Okay.
Go ahead, and that's gonna be 5 divided by 2. I round to half. You both take 3 points of cold damage. Sorry, no, slashing damage.
Ooh.
As,
Oh, in that case.
bits of ice shatter out everywhere. However, that is the one who was concentrating on fog cloud.
There you go.
The fog cloud is dispersed.
I'm right.
Freddy, the fog dissipates, and you see like a big ice sculpture with a nice, beautiful onyx shadow axe embedded into it. You see your sister pulls the blade out.
Why'd you
And
pull it out? We could have put that in the Odd Expo in a couple weeks, in a couple 10 days.
the gala, the gala.
I think
Come
we have
on.
some more important things to consider than how good my axe looks buried in things, which, believe me, I am very aware.
Any
I'm a
movement
fan
from
as
you,
well.
Jasper?
um, mm, no. Well, what other? There's no other enemies, right?
There is the
No,
one
Flying one,
flying
there's the
above you,
flying one.
and the one
Oh,
that's in front.
yes, okay.
I think Jove, you defeated the other one, correct? No, the ice one in front of Jove isn't done yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
course, the sleeping
She
boys.
will go for the one by Jove.
absolutely. Getting making her way over to there.
Yeah.
Um,
That's all she can do, though.
you got it. It is then the one that is flying, and it knows who hit it last time. It's gonna fly down and make a claw attack against you, Freddy.
Okay.
These buffets hit like garbage. 11?
Nope.
Didn't think so. All right, he's still asleep. Back to the top of Jove.
Yeah, gonna continue the onslaught with the spear. Is Jasper giving me some flanking now?
She would have to walk along the walls, and even with that, wouldn't have enough movement speed to get behind it. So she has your back, so nothing can come flank you.
Oh, okay. That works. Then I will hit it with just a normal strike. Let's see here. Ooh, yes, that is a 26.
Mm-hmm.
So first one is a 8 piercing.
Make me a dexterity saving throw. As it explodes into shards.
We're looking at a 15. For
3
that.
points of slashing damage.
So he gets.
And you still have that one that is floating in the air.
Then he will tag that one with a javelin.
The Avenged Ice Skull.
That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
I'm gonna reroll with Piercer. Nice. That's gonna be a 9 piercing.
Freddy, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Damn, these saves today. 21.
Yep, you take 1 point of slashing damage. All right. Jove, any movement from you?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just trying to keep his feet on the ground, so he'll stay there.
Gotcha. Freddy.
So it's just the sleeping boys left, right?
Just sleeping boys left.
Hey, as the fog cloud disappears, you see like him strumming his harp and like little sparks of like electricity coming out of it as he was getting ready to do Thunderwave, and he's like, "Oh, I guess that works." Jasper, come finish these Brosephuses off.
Gladly. She'll walk over and pull out a throwing knife and just slide it into their necks.
We'll say with that, for now we are out of initiative as you slice the necks of these two sleeping. The one in leathers is easier. The one in armor, you slice the neck and the eyes open, and there's a moment where it grabs you by the throat, and you feel squeeze as hard as you can, but as the blood runs, it gets weaker and weaker until it falls from you. The last bit of energy pulling at your mask as it pulls down. The hand lets go. It's as the hand falls and hits the ground. The sound of a woman screaming echoes down from the top of the tower. Jove, you recognize this voice as Yavindel's. There's that sound of electricity discharging, the taste of ion and metal in your mouths. And as the screams echo through the tower, you all begin looking up. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh.
Oh, I had a suspicion, but damn.
So, we will all be back. Real quick, party, we can have this on air. Next Sunday is the Super Bowl. Is that going to interrupt our...
Wow.
It's going to be the Super Bowl. Is that
Big
going
game.
to impede us in our gaming?
Like my dad will probably invite me over that day, so like I could still play, but my guess is that family probably will reach out. So I don't know if anyone else is in a similar boat.
I know my dad and / my uncle and cousin will probably want to do something. I believe the game kicks off at 4. If we wanted to, we could shoot for like a nooner next Sunday so that everybody can still do their family pans, as long as nobody has anything at noon on next Sunday.
I think that-
Noon would work for me. I don't have anything
Yeah,
on.
I can make that work.
Yeah, noon. Noon works for me.
And Mikey, noon are good for you? Sick.
Yep.
All right. Well then, chat, you heard it here in real time. We will be back next week for, and I love that it's canon for our world, for a nooner next Sunday as we go into part 6 of Eye of the Tempest as our party ascends, what I will say out of game is the Tower of Wind, scrambling to get to the top and uncover what has happened to the Summer Strider, Yavindel. So, let's say goodbye to chat.
Good night, chat.
Bye, chat.
Nighty night, chat.
Goodbye, chat.
Man, this music is absolutely crushing it. Good night, chat. Peace of the Middle East. Much love. Can't wait to see you for a nooner next Sunday. Bye.